Good evening, everyone. Welcome to North London is Yours. I'm stepping in for Mari because he's decided to go to Mexico. And I am joined by the co-host, one of the biggest frauds in the business, TJ Warren, and another fraud from the Batcave who's just flown away as I was about to introduce.
She just flew away.
A fraudulent ass. She flew away. You couldn't have timed it any better, man. You couldn't have timed it.
Come on, I was excited to have a conversation with her as well. She's been stinking up my my chats for a while. She just messaged me. Sorry, couldn't hear. She'll be back. She'll be back. She just messaged
as soon as I said
as soon as she saw me, she was just like, "Nope, I'm out." You know, it's called North London is ours. Stell, not North London is yours.
You fucked up ours. Who's ours? Like.
Ours, like ours, like it belongs to us.
No.
Us,
there's no us.
It's togetherness. We're supposed to be coming together, Stell, and having a conversation that is based in fact, not BS. Like what comes on all your other shows on this channel. Facts only on this.
Yeah, because Stefan is such a together, united kind of guy, representing Arsenal fans, of course.
I can't speak for Stefan, okay? I can't speak for Stefan.
Oh.
Cubes, how are you?
I'm good. Sorry about that. I couldn't hear you all, so I had to like jump out and jump back in. But I'm here to, moderate. I heard, because I'm so neutral. As a
I know you're fan. You guys are both gonna come in and you guys are gonna be beating me up. I might have to tag in Connor. Connor's watching. He might jump on here a little later as well to back me up. But yeah, no, I'm totally fine going toe to toe with Stell. That's really how I started on my YouTube career. Honestly, was arguing with Stell and Henry Wright's chat. But yeah, then we ended up being
never forget the guy that took you off the streets when no one believed in you, man.
Now, yeah, the Arsenal community thanks you. The Tottenham community thanks you. You're welcome. You're welcome, people. That's all I'm going to say. Stell, all right. So, Stell, I have to ask you a question. Okay? Because I haven't watched any of your shows this week just because I was trying to, not get too fired up, too gassed. Also, I'm recovering
from your loss.
No, not about. It's not even about my loss. It's about Liverpool's loss. So yeah. I want to ask this question.
Mm-hmm.
Put the shoe on the other foot for a minute. Okay.
Yeah.
If you were a Liverpool fan, right, and you saw what happened on Sunday or on Saturday, and you watched that audio that we got to hear yesterday.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about how that situation should have been handled, maybe either in the moment or after the match? And then I'll give you my opinion.
Yeah, so I've actually got 3 views on this because just to answer it from a Liverpool perspective is a bit unfair, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you my Liverpool answer, my Tottenham answer, and then my neutral, okay? So if that's okay with you.
No, that's fine.
Liverpool... Yeah, all right. My Liverpool answer is I would be fucking fuming, livid. I would be going, Klopp, demand the replay, get the lawyers involved. I'd be going ape shit. I'd be saying, was even both red cards are red cards. That is the most despicable VAR decision. It's horrendous. The game's gone. I'd be exactly like Liverpool fans, right? No different. 100%. I'd be like every single one of them. Right. Spurs fan. I couldn't give a shit. Right. Let me explain a few things. Liverpool got every English club banned from European football for 5 years because of their violent actions in Europe. Where's the justice for all the other clubs that didn't get to play European football in the 80s? And we were good in the 80s, right? All the times we played Liverpool, the dodgy shit that's happened, the red cards not given, no justice, nothing. And the one time we spoke up, when Ryan Mason spoke up, Klopp told Ryan Mason to pipe down. So I'm like, do you know what? I don't care how Liverpool fans, I don't care how Liverpool fans and the manager feel. I couldn't care less. It couldn't have happened to a better club. Good. I'm delighted. More. I hope they do the replay. And when we replay them, it's right in the middle of a Champions League week. They've got 5 major injuries and we completely cripple them every which way possible. The more pain, the better, right? That's my Spurs hat. As a neutral, this has been going on to many clubs, right? Arsenal got screwed last year in the Brentford game with that decision where they didn't even draw the lines. Spurs got screwed when Jan Vertonghen was 10 meters on the side, Mendes handball, Oliver Skip being kicked in the head. Liverpool been screwed a few times. Man United have been screwed.
Everybody
Wolves got screwed. Right. So for me, it's like VAR needs to fix up in general. But this bullshit about the audio and people saying, oh, but the audio proves it, this and that. I said, yeah, but you can't just say, oh, because we've got the audio, this is different. No one's ever asked for the audio before. And this is the first time the audio has been released. Can we have the audio for every game where there's been a VAR decision over the last 4 years so we can scrutinize every VAR conversation? And then the ones where similar shits happen because we haven't heard the audio, let's replay all of that. So the balanced Stelios is saying, look, shit happens. They've got to fix it. Liverpool, you're just going to have to swallow this one just like every other club swallowed it. It's happened to all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Is Liverpool made a lot more noise about it than any other club? That's how I look at it.
I think any other club would have made just as much noise as they did, but just the fact that the game being what it was, 2 undefeated clubs, and then obviously Liverpool losing with 2 red cards, which I believe were deserved. It's one of those things where obviously they would feel hard done by, especially with how that game ended. Cubed, what do you think?
1 minute, TJ, can I ask you one question before you go to
Cube?
Cube? I want to ask you one question, okay? You say any club would have kicked off this. The way this is blown up and the way this is going on, if this was Luton Town, do you think this would be happening right now like this, to this level? If this was Luton Town FC that it happened to?
Well, obviously it depends on the teams, but it's so ludicrous though. It's so ludicrous. That's the point of it. Is the spotlight?
But if it was
no. To answer your question, yes, it would not be as heightened as it is if it was Luton Town. But I would feel hard done by as a Luton Town fan if that happened to me when I'm looking for my first win of the season, for example, or my first win in the Premier League. It's different. It's different levels, obviously. Does that answer your question? Or
yeah. I just think it's because it's Liverpool and they've got a lot of fans and they've got and they're in the top 3. No. Whatever your answer is, it is. It doesn't matter what I think. It's your opinion. But I just feel that because it's Liverpool, this has become this massive victim bullshit. Liverpool have got a habit of doing this over history. This isn't just now. I can go back to the 70s and give you examples. I think if this was another club, they would moan, they'd complain. But like, look at Wolverhampton. That ridiculous penalty that wasn't given when the goalie Onana chops the Wolverhampton's striker's neck off in the first game of the season. It's terrible. We all know it's bad. We all know VAR fucked up, but it's done. But because it's Liverpool, no, we've got to drag this out now. We've got to spend at least 2 weeks on this now. And I don't know. I think it's got to be fair for every club, not just 1 or 2.
No, I agree. Cubed, what do you think? Sorry, we interrupted you.
Oh, no, it's fine. Stel's been hiding for me for a while. It's been so long since I've been on a stream with him. we used to stream together all the time. He used to invite me on all the time, and now he's just been avoiding me.
You left the WhatsApp group.
You left the WhatsApp group. It's a different WhatsApp group. Anyways, so
really?
You did too, and you left the
Maybe
other
I did.
one. But anyways, there's a reason why Liverpool is called Liverpool. So there's reason why fans bant them about that. Granted, I haven't double checked this, but it has been making the rounds online about people checking the numbers, and that Liverpool has had the most VAR decisions go their way. Okay, so I agree with Stel that because it's Liverpool, it's blown up into a bigger thing, and it's not just because Liverpool out of everybody. It's just Liverpool being such a big club that has is much higher profile. So if this happened to Luton, I don't think it. I think the Luton fans would be kicking up a storm, but I don't think that like the media would like latch onto it quite as much as it's latched onto this. I want to correct something that Stell said in that the audio was released for the Onana red card, like Wolves Man United thing in the very beginning of the season. The audio was released for that, I believe. Somebody else can correct me, but I believe I heard it or something. And then people were like, "That's disgusting. That's despicable." But nothing happened. And I would argue that had much more of an impact on the result, that we can be more certain that it would impact the result than this. So the Liverpool fans who are saying like, "Oh, well, we were robbed of 3 points because, you know, we would have won that game." That's bullshit. You don't know if you would have won that game. There's so much game left in that game. Okay. And even if you got that VAR decision, okay, you would get a point, you know? So if, you know, but we don't know, right? But in the Wolves Man United Onana red card, I mean, and they would have gotten a pen. I mean, that was right at the end of the game. You know, that would have been a bigger impact for them at being right at the end of the game than it would be for Liverpool, which you don't even know how the game would end up turning out, right? So if it happened to Spurs, you know, putting ourselves in Liverpool's situation, yeah, I'd be like, I'd call for it, I'd be upset, I'd say, hey, you know, that's an outrage or whatever. But then I would move on, because I have said that before when we've had things go in a direction that I think that I just disagreed with. By the way, the red cards were 100% the red cards. Okay.
Yeah.
But
I don't think anybody's challenging that.
But, you know, there were other things that have gone, you know, up in like not gone in our direction. And I've been like, yeah, I disagree with that. That's not okay. But, you know, we move. And I don't know why, but like everybody can't just move on from this. And so I'm like, fine, if you want to replay it, then replay it. But like, that doesn't make any sense to me. I'm just like, do some changes to the VAR, which by the way, it's not even VAR's fault, it's human error. So it's not like the actual thing of us doing VAR. That's the problem. It's the refs that are messing up, and those refs need to be, you know, managed better, and they need to, you know, figure themselves out better. But I mean, like, then put some things in place for future games. I mean, this game is played. I think that we should move on from this game and just, you know, put some things in place for the future.
What changes would you make?
So I said this on the watch along. I actually think that depending on how big the error is, I think the refs should pay a fine, because the players, when they make, you know, a big error and, you know, beyond a certain level, then they are actually fined, you know, like $10,000 or however much you want to talk about, however many pounds, whatever. But like 100, whatever, I don't know. But, you know, I think that the refs themselves should be fined if they make an error.
Cubed isn't a fine relative to, you know, what you earn. So for example, players earn 150,000 a week, so a £10,000 fine makes kind of sense. It's, you know, it's what, 5-10% of their salary for a week. A referee gets what, 500, £1,000 a game. So what are you going to fine them, $100? Is that really going to fix it?
Well, I mean, how much does it fix it when, how much does it fix it when like a player gets fined? I mean, it's not like they're fined so much that's like a huge dent for them either, right? So I'm not saying like, I don't know what the number is for the fine, but I do think that they should be fined, because I feel like if players individually are fined for, you know, something that they do, then I don't understand why refs shouldn't be fined as well.
You know, like, so in sports where it works, like
or
rugby,
don't do, by the way, do or don't do.
I just think they need to change the process. Like in rugby, where they've got the microphone, when it goes to VAR, their version of it, the conversation is broadcasted, so everyone can hear the conversation. Now, in that conversation, where the answer was lost in translation. One person said, for example, check complete. The ref took that as, oh, you've checked it. It's the correct decision, offside. At that point, other people would hear that and then intervene, say, yo, ref, 1 minute, hold on.
Yo, wait.
Did you hear that correctly? And I think if that was to happen, I think that would fix most of the issues. And also that the automated offside system that they use in the World Cup, that worked pretty well.
I was going to bring that up. I was going to bring that up.
More time. I don't think that they should have that kind of pressure as well to like figure it out like in the shortest amount of time. Like that was what I feel like was a big thing from the audio that we discovered, is that they just kind of rushed through it and then they got really confused as a result. I think that like if fans are going to be impatient, they're going to be impatient, but they need to get it right.
They need to be able to breathe and take the time to make the right call. And I know it's going to slow the game down and people are going to get outraged because it slows the game down, blah, 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 blah. But if you want to get the right decisions, then you're going to need to slow it down. That was the biggest thing that I saw, is that they started the game way too quickly after that decision. They did. And if they had just taken that extra 30 seconds to make sure that they had the right call, it would have been fine. But once the ball was back in play, they're like, oh no, we can't do that. We need to be able to change. They need to change that rule to where if they're still reviewing it, they go back, the ball gets thrown back into play. They need to add the 2 minutes onto the end minute onto extra time or injury time at the end, and make sure that they got the play call. If they need to call the play back and say that was a goal for Liverpool. I really do think it's that easy. And then, Stell, going on to your point, I watched a documentary on this, or HITC7's documentary about VAR. They need to put in the World Cup technology, in my opinion.
100%.
But the clubs voted it down. The owners voted it down.
So it'd be nice to see the votes, because if Liverpool voted it down, then do you know what? Hold on a minute.
Yeah, then you get to laugh at them. Yeah, no, and I would venture to say that obviously it was a majority, and the Big Six have a huge weight into it, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I'm willing to bet that Liverpool were one of those teams that said, nah, we don't need the World Cup technology. But I bet they're going to talk about it again this year, because it worked really well at the World Cup.
Well, I agree with Sal. I want to say, like, about the World Cup technology, I agree. But you know what David Clark in the chat's talking about, it would be pointless to fine them because players, are fined for disciplinary reasons. Why is this not a disciplinary reason for refs doing things like this? Like, my thing is that, like, you don't think that if you have a fine associated with you doing a bad job, that you're going to take more time to make sure that you get it right? Like, if you're going to have some sort of action against you, you don't think that you're going to take more time to get it right? Like, I mean, there has to be my point is there has to be individual consequences. There needs to be, whatever it may be. Maybe it's not a fine, I don't know, but there needs to be consequences on the individual.
No, I agree. And I think about it like this a little bit more. Instead of fines, maybe a demotion, at least, or like a probationary period where they need to ref matches with less consequence, maybe further down the table, maybe even in the championship. Like, it's one of those things where this would never happen, but I think that would do more damage than a fine would. These are their careers. They're at the top of their game. And what I heard was during that audio were people speeding to a conclusion to try to get the match going again, and then realizing they screwed up, and then they couldn't do anything about it. I think it was careless, to be honest. I think it was careless, and I understand why Liverpool fans would feel hard done by it. That being said, I don't really care. I'm not one of those Arsenal fans. Like, I thought it was criminal, honestly, but I'm not one of those Arsenal fans that's gonna say, "Oh, do a replay, take points away from Spurs." No, I'm not gonna be that reactionary, but there needs to be some sort of help. There needs to be some sort of rectification. But I'm not saying a replay.
What is? There's two things that come out of this that are just so, like, dumbass. It's unbelievable, right? It really is just stupid. Like, dumb people talking. The first one is Liverpool never lost because of VAR. Liverpool lost because they got 2 players sent off because they kept chopping down our midfielders every time we attacked. If they even kept 10 players on the pitch, they might have had a chance. But they kept fouling and fouling and fouling. This is why you lost the game, Liverpool. It's not because of VAR. There was still another 60 minutes to go after you scored that goal that wasn't given. Anything could have happened. And the other thing is, like, who did Liverpool think they are asking for a replay? Like, do you know who you're trying to go up against? Do you know what Daniel Levy can do? Do people not know what this nutcase is like? You don't want to go toe-to-toe with Daniel Levy. He will take it to you. If there's one thing this guy does in the corporate world is win. On the pitch, we lose. But if you want to go to court with Daniel, he's kicking your ass. The owner knew he was going to go to court, so he got lawyers to fudge his shares into a trust to protect his investment. While he goes to court, his money's protected. And you want to take on these people? Like,
I mean, to be fair, the Fenway Group would do the same kind of shit. I mean, they're all killers, right? They all have bodies buried. Like, let's be honest. All of these people do. Daniel Levy, the Cronkies, the Fenway, all
Levy's
those guys.
The worst, dude. Levy's the worst, man. This guy's
I don't know. I would want to see like who would win a gang war between these.
TJ, Daniel Levy has got a black belt in survival. This guy, you cannot take him down. I'm telling you, he doesn't go. I don't know what it's going to take. But anyway.
No.
What are you talking about, Stel? I thought we were on a Levy In channel now.
Yeah, you guys are Levy In.
I thought we were Levy In.
This is the only. Oh no, this is the only channel. This and Tottenham on Tour are the only channels that I've seen that haven't completely shut up about Levy. Everybody else now, and I said that this was going to happen. I said it, and that's why I banner in our WhatsApp group about, where did all the Levy outers go? As soon as you guys started winning, I knew that all of that was gonna go away, except for Stel, with the exception of Stel and freaking Daigle. No, everybody else shut up. Everybody else did.
I'm still Levy out. I still talk about it.
I know. Cute. I'm just saying. And Stel knows. And here's why. Stel's quiet because he knows I'm right. Like,
listen.
How are the protests going, Stel?
So I actually told the protesters, because they wanted to protest before the Liverpool game. And I said, don't protest. Like, stop the protest. Because right now, we will not gain any support or any more protesters if we do it now. Because the feel-good factor is so high. If we protest, they will literally think we hate the club. Like, as in we don't want anyone to be happy. So we're going to have to wait to January. And if we don't buy Ange some players to get this, whatever this is happening this season to where is a realistic outcome, then we got to start protesting again. So we've kind of got an agreement at the moment, but they want to protest. They still want to protest, but
you guys better start painting those signs now. Go ahead. Sorry.
We'll wait and see.
Even Flav, he was on Saturday Social, Sky Sports or whatever, like a few weeks ago. And he was talking about how Levy outers, you're not hearing a peep from them now. He even on that big of a platform was talking about, oh yeah, there was, people that were against Levy and Levy outers. You're not hearing a peep from them anymore because all it is about whether or not you're playing well. And so it doesn't really matter. Fans are only upset when they're playing badly. So he was trying to talk about it in the context of Man United fans are only, railing against the owners because they're playing badly.
Yeah, the United fans are getting their green and yellow scarves back out.
That immediately associates it with, as long as we're playing okay or pretty football or whatever it is, the fans are happy and appeased, which means that the Levy out, movement is not a serious movement.
Yeah, but let's have it right. Flav is part of the media cult.
No, but that's my point. That's my
YouTube
point. He puts it on that big channel so that all the neutrals
they're all
and
in
all
each
the
other's
rival
pocket.
fans see that and hear that, and they're thinking, okay, yeah, so Levy out is just a bunch of fans that are just whinging about not playing well.
Yeah, but at the same time, if Flav really wants to know the score, invite me and Daigle back on his channel. We can have a really good discussion about it. But they won't do that now because they know the backlash that they'll get because they're following more of that media cult, not the kind of nitty gritty fan that has a different opinion to theirs. So Yeah, it's going to happen. Listen, when we do well, Levy out's going to get bashed. When we're doing badly, they're still going to bash us. We will always get bashed if you don't want the owners where they are. But that's for me. I made it very clear. If they keep Ange for 3 years and they properly back him every window, especially the big summer windows, you won't hear a peep out of me because they're doing what I've been asking for 25 years. They're actually doing what I've been saying for 25 years. Keep a manager in place, give him 3-4 years, and basically what Arsenal have done with Arteta. If I see us do that, with the exception of this summer, because, and we're going to get onto it, TJ, we need to talk about Kai Havertz, right? We need to have a serious conversation about Kai Havertz.
Absolutely. We can absolutely have that conversation. I'm happy.
Let's go now. Let's go now, right?
No. I want to finish this Levy conversation. Don't try to change the subject. I want to finish this Levy conversation.
I'm Levy out until he keeps the manager for 3 years and backs him every single year. And I'm realistic. I'm realistic.
You know that he's not going to back him in January. You know that, right? You
say that, but 2 years ago, two Januaries ago, we bought Kulusevski and Bentancur. Last window, we signed Porro, who's turned out to be brilliant. So I think he will buy 1 or 2 players this January. And I'm realistic to say that's enough. I don't expect us to buy more than 1 or 2. For me, that's enough. In the summer,
say you guys are still in top 3 in January.
Yeah.
You think one big buy is going to be enough? Like you guys have a legitimate shot at the title, and he doesn't think you guys over. Will you like expectations can change? So I'll give you a little bit of room here, but like I if I were you, and this is why I got so upset with freaking Vinay and Arteta last winter was because I didn't think we went out there and got enough, and we didn't.
Stelly, you're showing your optimism. It's the
I'm realistic.
And you're showing
hold on.
In the words of Ted Lasso, it's the hope that kills you.
Listen, Batgirl, right? I'm realistic. For me, Spurs are not going to win the league, right? It would be a freak season like Leicester City if Spurs won the league. It's not impossible, but it's not happening. For me, though, if fans want to dream and cling on to that dream for as long as it rides, I've got no issue with that. I think the best Spurs can do this year is top 4. And I do think we're in a top 4 race. And it's not too early to say that because I'm looking at the competition and we don't have Europe and we're at the Carabao Cup. 1 game a week, we can definitely fight for top 4. Maybe an outside chance at the FA Cup, but all the big clubs take it seriously. So again, I don't think we'll win it. So if we're in January and we've got a chance at top 4, I think we just need 2 players. We just need 2 players. We need cover at defense and another midfield player. And I think that will get us over the line. And just for this season, if we're in
you wouldn't try to go in for another number 9 because you're 1 injury to Son away from Richarlison.
Well, if we get a number, the thing is we've signed Veliz. They're going to integrate him into the team at some point. So maybe that's the plan.
I don't know anything about that guy. I've literally never heard of him before you guys started.
He's a very, very good player. He's actually a very good player. But
Mari's a fan.
He's a good player. He's young. Look, if Spurs, let's go with your hypothetical. If Spurs are in a title race and we seriously want to win the league and we're in a title race in January, we need to sign minimum 3 players, good players, like Maddison level players. It's not going to happen. Like no club does that. What club ever buys 3 Maddison level players in January?
None. Not that I can remember anyway.
So I'm realistic with it. If we do go and do that, then Jesus, man, I'm leaving in.
All right.
Speaking of signings of the summer, do you don't want to talk about Heavenly Havertz, TJ?
We can talk. I mean, we can talk about Havertz all you guys want. Like, I'm not going to come out here and defend him. Still knows this. If you guys watch TJ Warren TV, by the way, go and sub. Shameless plug. If you guys watch me on TJ Warren TV, Sarcasm City TV, Arsenal History and more, every channel I go on, Tottenham Away, you guys know that I think Havertz is absolutely garbage. And he
was man of the match last week.
Yeah, and I thought that was embarrassing by the club too. Like, look, I'm not going to come here. I will defend Arsenal when they need defending, and I will sewer Arsenal when they need sewering. But that like preschool level charity gifting of man of the match to Havertz was embarrassing. That was embarrassing. Because
They were
if you
so
watched
happy
that
for him
Bournemouth
for his
game,
first
you would
goal.
know that Martin Odegaard got a 9 out of 10. I gave him a 10 out of 10. I thought he was incredible in that Bournemouth game. Given, obviously, keep in mind, it's Bournemouth. They're terrible. We should be winning 4-0 against them. We should have won that game 6-0 if we had capitalized on all of our chances, to be 100% honest with you. But no, we have Kai Havertz there. So, and they had to gift Kai Havertz a goal to get him going, to make sure that he felt part of the club. Here, Kai, go say hi to the fans. Like, that was embarrassing. Like, he had a curtain call for a penalty kick that was gifted to him. Like, come on, guys. Like, look, I will defend Arsenal when they need defending, but that's indefensible. That's indefensible. It really is. Like, TJ, you're a Spurs fan in disguise. No, I'm not. I'm an Arsenal fan with standards.
So who's responsible? Who's responsible when you have Havertz and Jorginho, players like that? Who's responsible for that? Is that Arteta, or is that the club, or who's responsible for that?
It's Vinay and Arteta. Like, the fact that we have to depend on that. And look, there are varying reports, and I'm not trying to dig up freaking the North London derby again because I'm tired of talking about it. But there are reports saying that Declan Rice could have played out that second half. Like, it wasn't an injury. He was subbed off for Jorginho. If that was the case, whoa, Arteta. Brutal.
I want to understand, right? Because obviously I speak to a lot of Arsenal fans in our WhatsApp groups, and I watch other channels, and I like to listen to what the opinion is on the other side of the coin. And so some Arsenal fans are just like, why have we bought this guy? He's rubbish. Arteta's ruining everything by trying to make him play for us. And then you've got other fans like, give it time. It's only been 10 games. Do you remember what Henry was like in Bergkamp when they first come? And I'm thinking, yeah, but they never played in the Premier League. Havertz already had 3 years. Chelsea got rid of him because he was just crap. I don't care if he scored the winner in the Champions League. Big deal. And half your fan base defends it and says it will come good, give it time. The other half say this guy's trash. Why is there this split in opinion, TJ? Why don't your fan, as a fan base, in fact, to be fair, we're a bit similar with Richie as well. If I'm going to be balanced.
Oh yeah, no, there are plenty of people in your fan base that when he scored against bottom of the table Sheffield United and you guys celebrated like he won the Premier League, like that's a team with 1 point. And if you guys are missing the banner, we're going to get onto the banner. Don't worry about it because I have plenty to say.
TJ, but having said that,
my whole thing with it with Richie though is that there is a sorry, Stel. There is 50% of your fan base that will defend him. Why?
Yeah, but what I will say about Richie though, just I don't want to make this Richie.
Oh my God, you're gonna.
What I will say about Richie, what I will say about Richie though is this season he has got 1 goal and 2 assists. He did create the assist against Liverpool. So in terms of output, he's doing better than Havertz. Not that defends whether I think he's good or not, but like Havertz has been, and I'm going to say it right, he's been fucking shit, like so bad. It's 65 million. It's
you gotta love those Chelsea Trojan horses.
Agent Havertz and that.
This was the season, right? This was the season that you were going to close the gap on Man City, and you buy him. I'm just gobsmacked.
I think it was such a huge gamble by Arteta to think that he could get a tune out of him, and I thought it was an ego signing to begin with. I said it. I said it when we signed him, when we were linked to him. I said that this is an Arteta ego thing, and the fact that he is the highest paid player in the club.
Oh my gosh!
Like,
is he?
It's embarrassing. Yes.
Oh my gosh! That's awful.
You didn't know that.
I didn't know that. That's awful.
Yeah. No.
He gets
how much is he earning?
Saka, Declan Rice. I think Odegaard might have just surpassed him with his new deal because Odegaard just got a new deal. Hold on. Let me look. Arsenal. Wait.
It's more of a travesty of
Zaffar Gunner. Zaffar Gunner's calling me out in the chat. Zaffar Gunner. TJ just says things. Not true. No, go look it up. It's true. I'm not just saying things. I'm not just coming on here and speaking crap. Like, if I wasn't telling the truth, like, really? Come on, dude. All right, I'll share it. I'll bring it up and I'll share it. Here it is. Arsenal salary. Arsenal wages. Because Zaffer, sorry, man. Like, we support the same side, but if you're going to come after me with this, come after me about that, come after me with facts. Don't just say I'm a liar. Hold on. 1 second.
I love this. I love this Arsenal on Arsenal. Crime.
No, I know. And it happens on this channel more than it happens anywhere else.
This is insane. 17 million. Wait, no. What is it?
I'm trying to find it. Now I can't find it. Hold on.
Does anyone in the comments know how much Kai Havertz earns a week or a month, people? We'd like to know because this is scandalous.
No, it's common fact. And I think yeah.
He's on 28K a week. No, he's not.
No, he's not. 280K a week. 280K a week.
Oh, 280. Yeah, that's quite a lot of money. That's more than what Harry Kane got.
A week.
Harry Kane was on 250.
Yeah. I'm not exactly Will. There you go.
Enigma says 300K a week.
Well, Enigma, there was a rumor going around that he was earning a lot of websites said he was earning 320K a week. That wasn't true. It's 280K. I do not miss Granit Xhaka. Stop asking me that question. But yeah.
TJ, 1 minute. Hold on. Wasn't Granit Xhaka actually good for you last year?
But the 6 years before that he wasn't. We won 2 FA Cups and did fuck all other than that. And sorry, my standards are a little bit higher.
Doesn't your midfield look not as good now that he's left?
I think that Partey, Rice, and Odegaard, if that's our midfield, then our midfield is better than when he left.
There's always one injury, isn't there?
Okay, so Zaffer Gunnar, if those numbers aren't verified, where are the factual numbers? And say that I'm wrong. Say that I'm wrong. It's fine. I'm okay. I'm wrong on here all the time. I'm wrong on here all the time.
So multiple sources say like 331K
I was told that was
a
wrong.
week. Makes him the highest paid player since Ozil.
Yeah, Ozil, yeah.
I mean,
Kai Havertz 280 a week. Gabriel Jesus 265, Declan Rice 240, Odegaard 240. Man, we're paying these guys a lot to be middling.
If I was an Arsenal player, and that excuse of a football player, right, and that excuse of a footballer, Kai Havertz, was earning more than me, and he offers nothing to the team, I think that might affect some of your players' morale.
Yeah,
I think there's a lot of things that's affecting our morale. I mean, and honestly, losing in France didn't help that either. Like it's one of those things where I think this game against Man City, if we fight, like I'm not saying we're gonna beat Man City. I'm not expecting us to beat Man City. I'm not. The quality in that squad is just insane. They are so. I don't care if Rodri's out. I don't care if De Bruyne are out. You're still going against a world-class team with one of the best managers to ever do it.
Well, the main reason is because, Fratetta's daddy is Pep. So that's the main reason.
Yeah, no, he's always going to be the student until proven otherwise.
I heard on another channel today they called it Mr. Miyagi versus the Karate Kid.
That is funny. Zaffer, please stop. Please stop. There are bonus and performances that Zaffer Gunnar is subbing in for Stefan this week. Big up
Zaffer Gunnar. If you want to come on, dude, if you want to come on, let me know and I'll send you the link. Right?
100%, Zaffer Gunnar, 100%. I would love that to happen, but yeah, that's just not true. Yeah, no sport. I'm looking at Sport Track, and yeah, they are. Bukayo Saka is the 6th highest earner on Arsenal, and he earns 195.
Can we talk about an observation I've made regarding Arsenal this season? And I just wanted to get your opinions, right?
Sure.
I I've said for a long time, fraud Teta, right? I've called him fraud Teta because I think this guy is overhyped. Now, you might disagree, but this season, I've seen 3 things that have made me realize this manager is all over the place. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, against the lesser teams, so a Bournemouth, a Nottingham Forest, teams like that, you look really good. Like you actually look quite good. You score goals, you dominate games. Even Everton, you dominated that game. I know it was only 1-0, but you dominated that game. But these teams are in the bottom half.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you come up against a challenge like Man United could have beaten you. I felt they could have beaten you, but you beat them in the end. Spurs, we went toe to toe with you. We got a draw. You went and played Lens, who, they're 15th in the French league. They're farmers, but they played very, very well and they beat you. I just feel when you come up against good sides this season, you've struggled, man. So I'm asking myself, why are Arsenal struggling against teams that actually try and have a game plan or a tactic and they actually stick to it? Why do Arsenal struggle against these better teams? And I do think you miss Xhaka. I also think that Jesus.
I think we miss Party. I don't think we miss Xhaka.
All right. The midfield to me doesn't seem right. Jesus not playing as the striker and starting Nketiah or Kai Havertz, then shifting Jesus to the left. I think Arteta's lost his mind.
Well,
and TJ, the last thing, because I'm throwing a lot at you here.
Okay. This
bullshit of trying to change the game and have 2 goalkeepers on rotation, I think is an absolute mess. Right? This is all on your manager for me now. This is all on your manager. What do you think about that?
Well, I think that you're forgetting some things here. So the reason why we're starting Jesus on the left is because we had lost Trossard and we had lost Martinelli. That's you're forgetting those 2. Those are 2 injuries. Injuries happen. There are preventable injuries that I will get into that I do blame Arteta for. Bukayo Saka and I'm forgetting his name now. Freaking guy we just brought in from Ajax. Why am I forgetting his Timber? Sorry. But yeah, we had just had a brain fart there. Like those two I will blame him. And if we lose Saka for this Man City match, it's all on Arteta because he's overplaying him. And we've been saying it for almost a year now, over a year now, that Arteta's doing this. There are certain things that I will defend Arteta on, and there are certain things that I will not defend Arteta on. So there's a couple of things that I would say here, and I'm going to hide the chat because they're going to, a lot of them are not going to like this. I think that you can blame Arteta for the formation that he came in with at the beginning of the season. He was playing a 3-4-3 essentially. I mean, it was a 4-3-3, but he was having Partey invert from the right. Like essentially what Zinchenko was doing on the left, Partey was doing on the right. And I think Zinchenko does a better job in that inverted role. If you're going to play Partey, play him as a CDM and play him as a true CDM. I don't think he can't play right back. Like Zinchenko can barely play right back, but or barely play left back, but he's better. I would say that he's better defensively than Partey is. But in terms of like how we've played overall in the game, in the matches, and us struggling to win, there have been instances where we control the game and the game has been close. Like Everton, we beat 1-0, but we controlled that game. Bournemouth, we controlled that game start to finich. And we got,
but they're the weaker teams, aren't they, TJ? They're the weaker teams.
Well, yeah, but you could also say that Spurs were doing the same thing. You guys beat Burnley 5-2 away, but then you guys struggled to beat Sheffield United at home. Like that, those kinds of games happen. And honestly, I'm not rushing to judgment on Arteta. I'm not saying Arteta out. I'm saying Arteta is on probation.
Yeah, but you can't compare us to you, though.
We have not played true quality teams. The only team of quality that we played this season is you guys, to be honest, because United, like, let's be honest, United are shit. And I think we controlled that game just enough for we didn't dominate United, but we were obviously the better team. Obviously. They're dead. They're dead. So I would say, like, in terms of the level of quality, if we're talking Arsenal versus Spurs, to say, okay, the quality of opponent, up until you guys played Liverpool, we had played the same quality of opponent. And I think it's going to be on that same level of quality when you guys go away to Luton and we go and we have Man City coming to the Emirates. So are we struggling to beat the lower level teams? Yeah, but they're also getting up for it because we're Arsenal. So there's that to be considered as well, in my opinion.
I don't think TJ. I don't think you're struggling against the low level teams. I think you've dominated them. I want to understand why you seem to struggle against the better teams. Like, you should be blowing them away by now. You know, I get what you're saying.
Being sarcastic. Okay.
No, I'm not. I mean, I'm not. You're comparing us to you. We're 2 months into our rebuild. You're 4 years deep, dude. Like, how are you even comparing us to you? Like, serious.
On form, Spurs are one of the best teams in the league right now.
Yeah, but it's taken us 2 months.
Why is it
4 years? And we've lost our best player, Harry Kane.
No, it's frustrating. No, it's frustrating for me too. We should be farther ahead. We should be way farther ahead than we are right now.
Who'd you blame for that? Who'd you blame for that? Or do you think it's just bad luck?
Vinay and Arteta.
See, a lot of Arsenal friends that I speak to, they refuse to call out Arteta. The only ones I've heard call out Arteta, the only ones I've heard are you, Connor, Turkish, and Lee Gunner. Everyone else refuses to do it.
Well, yeah, because it's an Arsenal family to these guys. They don't care about results. They care about the vibes. Vibes FC. The same vibes that we got by putting Kai Havertz out there to give him a charity penalty kick. Like,
it's all good. If Vibes SC is meeting Vibes FC on this show right now.
Well, no, exactly. And you can
Spurs
say that
is
too.
also Vibes
You can
FC.
you can say that too. I mean, and look, like, people are
we're deluded.
You know, if you came to see this show to watch me defend Arteta, you came to the wrong. You're talking to the wrong Arsenal YouTuber. I'm sorry to say it. I'm not going to do it. But what I will give him the benefit of the doubt is that we have not lost in the league yet. Obviously, I'm not going to overreact for losing away to Lens. That crowd was out of control. They were up for it. They deserved the win. Yeah, they only got 3 shots on goal, but those were quality chances and they buried them. Like, on the balance of play, we should have won that game, but it didn't. That's football, right? That happens. I'm not going to overreact to us losing away. Now, if we lose to Sevilla and PSV away both, then I will be concerned, because then advancing in the Champions League becomes a question, where in this group it shouldn't be, right?
Yeah,
but
no, you have the easy group.
I'm not going to defend. I'm honestly not going to defend Arteta when I'll defend Arteta when he needs defending, and when he doesn't, I won't. But you know, to be fair to him, he has not lost a game in the league yet. So yeah, what are you going to say, Cube? Sorry.
No, there's nothing to be said.
And look, Stell, like, maybe I'm going to ask this question back to you, because you were kind of hinting at, yeah, you guys are in a rebuild. You know, I kept hearing from Spurs fans it was a free hit, you know, but now I'm hearing some Tottenham channels, not you, saying, oh yeah, well, you know, we keep this up, we're in a title race. I think that you guys are overhyped at this point. And you guys haven't really truly seen the top end of this league. Yeah, you could say Liverpool was. Yeah, you could say Arsenal were, and you guys got good results. Yes. But if you guys are going to continue to use the rebuild as an excuse, that means in the back of your mind, Stelios, you know that the regression to the mean is coming. Do you disagree with that?
A little bit. If fans say, if we keep this up, we're in a title race, they're right. If we keep this up, we are in a title race.
But at the same time, you guys barely
Do I
beat
think we'll
Sheffield.
Keep it up?
You guys barely beat Sheffield. Like, that is the kind of performances that I would be worried about.
But again, see, I wasn't worried because I was at the game. We were all over them. We were absolutely peppering them. We just couldn't get the goals. And I was saying to the guy next to me, I said, don't worry, we won't lose this. The guy said, we won't lose this. I thought we'd probably just get the draw in the end, but we won it. Okay.
Oh, God.
I think with Spurs, right? Let me just bring Connor in. Big up, Connor. Welcome to the show.
Yes, Connor's here. Yes.
You need some backing, man. You need some backing.
Yeah, let's go.
Back him up. Look, I'll tell you what I think about Spurs, and I'll let Cube have her say, right? For me, at the start of the season, when we all spoke about Tottenham, or the conversations we had was this: if we get top 8, we've done well. If we get back into Europe, amazing. And if you look at the start to our season, 5 away games out of 8, we've got United, Arsenal, and Liverpool in that. Like, we're expecting problems. To be second and potentially looking at going top of the league into the international break, depending how results go, it's an unbelievable start by us. Nobody was expecting that. No one thought this would happen. But pre-season, when you watched how we played, you could see there was a change, and it was a very quick change. So the way I look at it now is, if Spurs keep their players fit, if Spurs don't have major injuries, and Bentancur comes back, Lo Celso comes back, Johnson comes back, which they're slowly coming back, and we get to January and buy 2 more players, so that's a lot of if. But if these things happen, then I'm telling you and Connor and everyone watching this show, Spurs 100% are dark horses for a title race. We will be the outside bet, 100%, and we will be there towards the end. But if we do lose Son, if we do lose Van der Ven, then Eric Dyer comes in, Richarlison goes up front. It's going to be difficult, and that's the reality. That's what we are. But for now, we are going to give any team we play a game of football, and everyone's going to underestimate us until the reality kicks in that Spurs are actually good. That's what I think. I think Ange is a very, very good manager. I actually think we've somehow pulled a rabbit out of the hat. This guy's good.
I'm not disagreeing that Ange is not a good manager. I think that Ange is a good manager, but I don't think that, you guys have not come up against Newcastle. You guys have not come up against Man City. You guys have not come up against West Ham, Aston Villa, Brighton.
Yeah, I agree.
Like those are teams that are going to challenge the way that Ange plays.
We'll be fine.
Sorry, Cube. I'll let you speak. Sorry, I just want to say, 3 weeks ago, everyone said they've got United, Arsenal, Liverpool coming up. This will be the litmus test. Well, what happened? That was meant to be the test.
Yeah. Sorry. Can we agree that we saw some holes in Spurs' game though? Like, let's be honest. You guys couldn't break down 9-man Liverpool until the very end when an own goal.
I think if Liverpool had Curtis Jones and Jota on that field that day, I'm not just saying it because it's Tottenham. I do think that game would have gone the other way around.
Yeah.
I mean, Liverpool.
Look, and Liverpool shot themselves in the foot. I'm just going to make my point, and I'm going to shut up because I want to get C-Cubed and Connor in on this. But there are definite holes in Spurs' game that make me think, you know what? If you guys had a little bit more edge on offense, then I would be truly, truly scared. But I've also seen holes. Finishing your chances. You guys had 13 shots on Sheffield, and it took you guys until the dying breath to win it.
But I've also seen holes in Arsenal, City, Brighton in their game as well this season.
So other than the Wolves game, I haven't seen holes in City. I still think they are 100% bang.
I think without Rodri, they look wobbly, man. They do. Without Rodri, they look.
I don't know.
Go
ahead, Connor. I've been talking.
I think City are the only team in the league that can have a certain amount of injuries and still carry on to be as good as they are, pretty much. Because Still, we talked earlier about if Son gets injured, if Van der Ven gets injured, then you're practically back to what Tottenham were really when they weren't playing good football. But then again, it's the same thing with Arsenal. I mean, look at us when we have Saka out. The game just flipped. I mean, I like to think that Saka was one of the reasons the game flipped, but it was just time we played poor football against Lons the other day. I mean, look at last season when Saliba gets out of the squad, just completely crumble. And every team's got their players, because they're about Man United, but Man United are just been themselves. But yeah, many teams in the league, even Liverpool, if Salah was out or likes of Van Dijk, or Alisson, they'd be screwed. So I can agree with it, but it's just, I don't know, man. I think with Spurs, I think if I'm talking from a Spurs point of view, it's just say, God, thank you, I'm not. But say I'm a Spurs fan. What Spurs need to do? What Spurs need to do is keep Postecoglou through the thick and thin, because what you guys seem to do is let go of the managers that are having bad runs. And you think, right now, let's get rid of them now, completely sack them off now. I think you want to be keeping this guy through the thick and thin. There will be down times, and I think if you carry on purchasing well in the transfer markets, really building a squad together, because Son is getting on now, because he won't be obviously be at Tottenham forever. But you've got foundations. I've said it multiple times when I come on this channel. You've got foundations. If you go in the right way and buy correct players in the transfer market and build a decent team, I don't see why you guys can't keep playing this football for quite a while. I'm just saying. I've got to keep it honest and real. But I do see a couple of flaws in Tottenham's game. I do see a couple of flaws. But then again, I think that's just down to the fact, you've got a new manager coming in. I mean, I'm not one to put on a hat and say, Postecoglou is going to be this one season wonder or a couple games wonder. I think he can be decent. I don't think he's like the levels of, like, if people want to compare him to said managers, like a Pepper or Klopp. I know you guys aren't doing, but I think he's a decent manager. I think I'd take him at Arsenal happily. At least he's got experience, unlike someone who's in our position at the moment. So hey, listen. You guys have got to stick with him, man. That's what I'm saying. Even through the thick and thin, I guarantee you there will be moments where I do think you guys may drop off, whether that's down to injuries or whatever happens. If you do drop off, which I do think you will at one point, you got to stick with him, man. Don't be going straight off, because this is what our fans do anyway. When something goes tits up, bang, straight onto the other side of the pitch. Right, these shit. Get this out. Bang. Just got to stick with him, and we'll see. But hopefully he falls down. Hopefully you rot and get relegated for this one. I'm joking. But yeah, I think you're
not joking, Connor. You're not joking.
You're not, but keep dreaming.
You're not joking.
Yeah. But listen, hey, I agree with you, Stel, about the dark horses with the title of it. Listen, I only see that happening if you consistently carry on the way you are now. That if you just carry on every game the way you are now without dropping off. But I do think injuries will come into play with you, which we've seen your squad depth. It isn't fantastic. Like you say, if Son goes out, if the likes of Van de Ven, even if another midfielder goes out, you're a bit screwed. So
James Maddison, you guys are done.
Oh yeah, that's another one. So I think
massively.
I wouldn't really compare to Lo Celso, would I? I think Lo Celso and Maddison are a bit chalk and cheese, aren't they? Realistically. So if you keep at it, keep your fitness well, I think you can definitely get top 4. I think you're a bit dreaming with the dark horse, though, of the league. A little bit.
Connor,
just a little bit.
Connor, this. Zaffa says we're lucky we don't have Europe.
Lucky?
Carabao Cup fixtures.
God, that is so...
But I think that's to our advantage at the moment. I think that's to our
advantage.
Yeah.
It is to your advantage, but it just
shows all our rivals, they're in Europe. Everyone. But
can you say, I think you can say confidently, you don't have a full second team you could really put out, can you? If you wanted to massively rotate.
No.
You guys sent your players that could be in a second team out on loan.
We're so thin.
That's what I mean. That's why it's good. You probably don't have Europe and the cup now. So you
100%.
Every week. That's what I mean. When it comes to next season, say if Ange's still here and maybe say you get top 4, whatever, you get Champions League, you've got to invest correctly. And
we don't even have Europe. We don't have Europe, and we are running out of forwards right now. We are already running out of forwards.
I think the fact that Harry Kane left practically last minute didn't help you guys whatsoever. I mean, whether you go in the market and say you go for an Ivan Toney in January, which by God, if he went to Spurs, I'd never live that down.
We've got the money. We've got 105 million pounds from Harry Kane.
You got it, mate.
So the money's there.
Yeah,
right.
It's just
I wouldn't count on us using that, right? Knowing the history.
That's the thing, though. That's the thing with Spurs. You've got to go and catch that moment.
But we had a good summer. Every player we signed that's come in has been good for us. The Dogi, Vicario, Van de Ven, Maddison.
Those are part of those, by the way, are not this summer. Okay, keep in mind. So who's playing? Porro, Udogie. Those are signings from previous season, previous windows. It's not this window. Who are we playing? Van de Ven and Maddison. That were
Vicario.
Vicario. That was signed this summer. But other ones that was still yet to see, right? Release, we don't know yet, right? Is he going to play? When is he going to play? Is he going to be good? We don't know, right? So I think
and Phillips,
Brennan Johnson, We don't know.
He looks good. He actually looks quite good.
But I know on that one game, but we don't know how that's going to play out. Manor Solomon already injured, right? But so I would say that, we had a couple of good players that went into the starting 11 that have made an impact for us. But I wouldn't say that, we've had all of these players and stuff like that. I think people are crediting, Dogi and, Poro with this summer window, and it was not this summer window. And Basuma,
how long is Solomon out for?
Wasn't a summer window. What?
He's out for a while. He's
3
out
months.
For a while.
Whoa.
3 months.
Yeah,
Did he make much of an impact for you guys? Was he really that much of an impact? I don't think you're going to miss him that well, unless you get
Johnson's better.
Yeah.
Johnson caused you problems. Johnson was causing you problems.
And listen, this Argentinian kid could be decent for you.
Flying up and down the wing, but I thought he was your worst.
Raya had to make 2 top saves against Johnson in the derby.
Yeah, because you had that chance to start the game, didn't he? And he had to save for that.
So I gotta go, but I'm going to say my piece about the last thing we were talking about Spurs. Well, if we're talking about title challenge, what are we talking about? Are we talking about, top 4 or 5, then I think, it's on. If we're talking about title challenge, like, we can take it from Man City. No, we're not taking it from Man City. Okay. We just don't have the squad depth. We have, even if you're looking at right now who we're playing, Sonny is playing injured. Maddison is carrying a knock. Like, it's not going to happen. So I'm not going to get all, hyped up, about that, because, we have fans that are like, oh, we're in the title challenge. We're playing with injured players right now. Like, it's just not going to happen. We got nobody in back of them either. So it's just completely, I think it's delusional to say that we're going to be in a title challenge situation. That's like my take on it. But I think that the reason why, we do need to keep Ange, the reason why we keep sacking managers, to, Connor's point, is because, Levy is hiding behind the managers. He's hiding behind their success and their failures by saying, oh, you know what, this is all the manager's fault if we're not doing well. Even if it's him that's not willing to buy the right players or not willing to back the managers. So if he actually sticks with Ange, then yes, I think that we will do well. I don't put a lot of stock into this season, but next season, we'll see how things play out. But anyways, I have to go. One last thing. Good luck, TJ and Connor, for your game. I look forward to you guys watching.
Here we go. Here we fucking go.
Fraudteta be bent over that Premier League table by Daddy Pep. Okay.
Yeah.
Spurs wearing their Man City shirts again, Connor. Yeah. Here we go. They're pulling them on.
Well, if you want, we can give you some tips on how to beat them. All right. Bye, boys.
Yeah, that was Conte that beat him, by the way.
So Michael is stepping into the hot
seat.
For the Spurs massive.
Yes.
Big up,
What's
Michael.
up, boys? Big up.
Sorry, man.
Do you know what? Just one thing on what Cube said, right? I disagree with Cube on this, right? I don't think it's delusional for Spurs to consider being in a title race. Winning it, it's a different story. But listen, let me tell you something, right? No. 1 minute. Well, I'll let you speak. Don't worry. Let me tell you this about Tottenham. I'll tell you one thing I know about Tottenham. When there's no expectation and people don't think Tottenham can do something, that's when Tottenham tend to actually do things. For example, nobody expected Tottenham to get top 4 when Conte came in. We did it. The season we're in the Champions League, we were losing every away game going. No one in a million years thought, Spurs are going to get to a Champions League final. We did it. The more Spurs are below the radar and the more people dismiss it, I'm telling you guys, I'm warning you, don't write off Tottenham the way you're doing it, because that's what tends to propel Tottenham. As soon as the pressure comes on, like proper pressure, that's when we shit the bed. That's when we absolutely shit on the walls, on the roof, on the floor, in our pants. It's a mess.
Yeah.
I'm just putting it out there. I know what Tottenham are like. I know what we're like.
But then, say for example, you do get in a title race. For God's sake, I don't think it's happening.
Yeah,
It's hard to say.
Yeah. Say if you're chasing City for points, right?
Yeah.
You're technically under pressure there because you want to be consistently winning games. Like you said, Stel, that's when you fall apart. I don't think Spurs need a
We're
lot
better
of
off chasing than leading.
I
Don't
definitely
let us
think.
lead. If we lead,
You
we'll
know,
collapse.
you know what
I
the
can
issue
understand
is.
that, but I just don't see it, and that's just
I don't
down-
see it either, Connor. I don't see it
Yeah,
either. To be honest,
it's
with you.
it's lack of squad depth is going to, especially if injuries come into play, that could be massive as well. Like we said, listen. You guys finished eighth last season.
Connor, can I say something to you though? Leicester City. I remember when they won the league. I'm not saying we're Leicester City, but because a lot of the big clubs were in transition that season. There was a pathway.
Like that
This
Leicester
season,
City
Liverpool are
season
good,
is-
Man City are good, Arsenal good. It's different.
Yeah.
But the season Leicester did it. They went out the Carabao Cup in the first round. They went out the FA Cup in the second round. They weren't in Europe. They had something like 42 games they played that season. Similar trajectory to Tottenham in terms of games being played. And we always said, if Vardy gets injured, they're screwed. If Michael gets injured, they're screwed. If Drinkwater gets injured, they're screwed. If they lose Mahrez, Curtains, they never lost them. They never freaking lost them. And believe
You know
me,
how lucky they were, though. How lucky is that?
Yeah. Like,
What is the
Yeah.
likelihood of that happening? So, like, literally,
and that's the danger.
that is the
That's
biggest
the danger.
See,
No,
this
I hope
is
that
what
kills you.
happens.
This is
we
the
know.
danger.
We know.
No,
last
and
season.
here's the thing is that if you had taken Leicester City to win the league at the beginning of that season, if you had just put a tenner on it, you would have won $50,000.
I would have been on
one-
YouTube.
Didn't one
I
fella
would've
do
been- I would've
that?
been
Didn't one
$1,000
fella put down Leicester to win the league? I think something happened like that. I think one fella put him down to win the league.
Yeah, he won
And-
250 grand.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
it, yeah. Yeah, he
Yeah.
did.
That guy's
Crazy, innit?
that guy's retiring. Like, anyway, sorry, I want to get Michael in on the conversation. What's
Yeah.
up, Michael?
My only issue with that whole title talk is that imagine a situation that we keep this win streak or unbeaten run, whatever, right? You just know that the same thing will happen that happened under Mourinho, right? We were also up there in first or second, whatever. And as soon as the media started talking about it, we just shut the bed, like Stelio said, right? So I don't think there is ever a chance of us not having pressure if we are performing, because we are considered a big 16, whether you want to look at it money-wise, performance-wise, not really, especially in the last couple of years, right? But if we are up there, let's say by Christmas we are 2 points of City, whatever, right? You just know everyone will start talking about it, and then we will shit the bed. It's just the history, right? So it's for me, I really like to say that I don't want to go from zeros to ones. I really hate it when people just swing and they just go from one opinion to another without looking at all the outcomes, all the possibilities, all the arguments for it, right? So for me, there is no chance this season we are in the title race, right? Because of the depth of the squad. So I won't get my hopes up, because if I do, I will get brought down quite quickly, right? And this, I don't need negative emotions this season. I want to be positive about this team. I really like the team. I like the personnel, right? I like the players. I like the manager. There is no reason for me to just pump myself up for a supposed title race just to get slapped on the head and feel down about it, right? I would rather be positive this season. And I came into this season not expecting anything, right? Other than maybe fighting for Conference League or Europa, if everything goes well, right? So, to go from that to title races, makes me with that.
Yeah, no, and that's what it's about. Is it's about being realistic. And honestly, if you have low expectations, you can't really be disappointed, right? That was why last season broke my heart, is because I had a fleeting thought after when was it? When we went through March, it was at the end of March last season, right before the fall. I literally said, I don't remember what channel it was on. I think it might have been on Will's show or something, so nobody saw it. Just kidding. I think I said once, yeah, I think we're going to win the league.
TJ, we all had. Listen, we were all realistically.
Once, and then, no, you're right, Connor. But
Yeah.
I just want to say, this team just backhanded me. You know what I mean? It's the hope that we were talking about this on me and Connor's show last a couple of hours ago. It's just like it's the hope that kills you, right? And it's the expectation. So that's why it's just like you got to look at it realistically, especially if you're on this YouTube thing, so you don't get backhanded later for your opinions.
Receipts.
Receipts.
I hate that word. I hate that word. Receipts.
It's true though.
Let me ask
you brought
fans.
receipts.
Yeah,
you brought receipts.
Yeah, I did. I brought receipts. I brought receipts.
That's why we've now got the dark horse stuff. We've got the dark horse stuff.
Yeah,
So
the dark horse stuff. I'm clipping this up.
Yeah, it's coming back.
No context. I'm just gonna say this is what Stelios said.
Dude, listen, a year ago, I did this famous rant on YouTube where I said, there's no way we're getting top 4. You Spurs fans are pathetic, absolute morons. If we get top 4, I'll wear a fucking Arsenal shirt. Dude, end of the season, I had to wear an Arsenal shirt. Everyone came on that show to crucify. Everyone buried me.
Oh, dear.
And I've got a question for you Arsenal fans, right? Last season, you were in a title race. Like, you were genuinely in a title race.
Yeah.
When those comments came out, be careful, the blue sharks are swimming. That I think it was Big Steve said it. He goes, be careful. Do you think that rattled people? Do you think they thought, shit, this is what City do? Do you think it might have wobbled a few?
I'll let Connor answer.
I don't. Are we talking down what happened with Arsenal? Is that what you mean when it comes down to what happened with Arsenal?
It's when you played Man City at home. Did you lose 2-1 or 3-1?
It's 4-1. 4-1.
No, that was away. That was away.
Oh yeah, home. Yeah, 2-1.
Yeah, and they said, and then one of the Man City fans, a YouTuber, came on AFTV and said, be careful, the blue sharks are swimming. When we start swimming, we come hunting. And Liverpool fans were, I remember when you beat Liverpool at home 3-2, Liverpool fans came on YouTube and they were saying, don't get cocky. This is what Man City did to us.
Yeah.
This is they reel you in, and everyone was warning you guys. But when that blue shark comment came out, did those nerves get to you guys? Do you think all these comments and
100%? We let's be real now. Oh fuck's sake! I keep saying it, TJ.
I know it's okay. No, that's why I named the show that way. Go ahead.
Yeah. We've got a lot of majority of our players are kids. They've never been in title race before. I think the only player in that squad was Zinchenko, Jesus. And that was it. That's been in a proper title. Oh yeah, and Jorginho as well. He was sort of in and out. Partey, I don't know if he was ever in a title race with Atleti, but anyway, its majority of it was youngsters. Never experienced it before. And same with Arteta. I know he was under Pep, the assistant manager, won, 2 Premier Leagues with him, whatever it was. So you can say that, but properly managing a team, we didn't have the experience that Man City had. Fact, we never had it. We were on a fantastic run, playing good football. We were playing football that teams couldn't figure out, which they've now figured out, by the way, because we haven't changed our style of football in about 2.5 years now. But we were playing good football. But it was 100% down to, well, I will say it to this day still, Saliba was, even he admits it, he said it on an interview the other day, he even said, I knew when I was out of that team, it was going to go curtains. Because let's be real, the depth was horrible. We all said it. We were doing fantastically as a strong 11 because we kept that 11 going for quite a while. We kept it going for a good while. And as soon as one falls out, then the dominoes drop. And then the confidence goes. And that confidence was, I can't remember what game we played. It was, do you know when that confidence went? Southampton, West Ham, Manchester City. That's when it went. Liverpool as well. Sorry, yeah.
Is that when you missed a penalty at West Ham?
Oh, no. Yes,
that was Saka. One of Saka missed
penalty, didn't you? 2-1.
There was 100%. Do you know what? 100%. It was, in my opinion, it was to do with confidence and lack of experience. To push yourself over that final line, but also you got to look at the fact is that
was a great game. Great game.
Yeah, but we never had our whole. We haven't had that goal scorer, that Harry Kane, that Haaland. All our goals. That's what was so good about our team last season. They're doing it again this season. So it was a collective of people. Odegaard was scoring. Saka, Gabriel Jesus, Martinelli. They were all going for it when Gabriel Jesus was fit. They were all going for it. Everyone was scoring. We didn't have
Odegaard.
But we didn't have that. We didn't have that. That you knew every single game would snatch a goal. If we had the likes of a Harry Kane, like even an Ivan Toney.
Sorry, Scott, shut the fuck up, man. Like, sorry, what's your problem, mate? Like, no, sorry. I get it. You are doing it to lower the expectations. I get it that you are pissed that many fans are going way overboard with it, and I agree with you. Fans are going way overboard with the all Amsh hype. You know, him saying, "Mate, haha, he's so funny in the conferences, right?" But like, just be balanced, mate. It's not as bad as you are saying up to be, right? I get it. We are lucky against Liverpool with the decisions,
Mate,
right?
Connor was mid-explanation about Arsenal.
It's
cool.
Sorry, because we are flicking through the comments, and Scott is constantly just going like, "I'm just shit. Players are shit. This guy is shit. That guy is shit. Refs are like supporting us. We are lucky. We are doing this, that, and the other." Mate, just be balanced with your opinion, because that's why I'm saying going from 1s to 0s, right? Like, many of our fans are at the 1 stage and you are at fucking -3. Like, just bring a bit of balance. Sorry, Connor. I just
No worries,
had to react to it.
Mate, trust me, there's been many a times I've had to go off topic because comments have pissed me off. But yeah, listen, long story short, we last season, completely agree with Stowe, it was down to a lack of confidence and also a lack of experience as well. I think we're on such a good run, and the hype was so built. And unfortunately, due to channels, which are actually due to a channel, the biggest one on Arsenal platforms, with all the hype and all the media and everything it done to hype this up to make it sound like, do you know what, we are going to win it, not if, we are going to win it, due to a lot of people. I think that built it up. Obviously, social media, and I bet it got a lot to the players. They thought, fuck, right, if we fuck this, which we did, sorry, excuse my language, if we mess this up, then... Yes, if we mess this up, then we're screwed. And I bet it was a lot for the players, especially the ones that weren't like Saka, like Martinelli, that weren't even like Odegaard, that weren't experienced in title challenges like this. So it was down to a lot of confidence. And yes, we bottled it. We bottled it. Well done, we're bottlers. Blah blah blah. I know. And listen. But hey, you don't want to be doing that this year still, because otherwise the bottlers will be all over you then, and then you've got to deal with that all summer, and it's the worst summer of your life.
I think. So. Okay, let's say Spurs do what Arsenal did last season. Let's just say that happens, right? Are we genuinely bottlers in this beginning of a new phase season where we are punching above our weight?
Especially if what we done. You're on top of the table for what, 100 and something days? 100%. Any team is. Could be Luton.
One thing I need to say about this, right? And I don't want to excuse the bottling, right? I still think like your team absolutely shut the bed, but. One thing I have to say about the fans, I understand why you guys got reeled in and hyped, because you were 8 points clear. That's the difference, right? Because when you are 2 points behind City or 4 points behind City, right, you are already on a losing position. The thing with Arsenal last season was that you could actually lose both games to City and still win the league because you were 8 points ahead, right? The issue was the Southampton performance, Liverpool, West Ham, etc., right? And
Brighton at home.
I think if we did the same thing that Arsenal did, right, which is 8 points clear of City, then absolutely, like, one of the biggest bottle jobs, right? Similarly to Arsenal, sorry boys, right? But if we just keep trailing along behind City, like 5 points behind them, 6 points behind them, 2 points at 1 point, right? But never actually eclipse them and sit there like first for 100 days, then I don't really think that would be hugely disappointing, but I don't think it would be a bottle job. To bottle think you actually have to have it like almost in your hands and then just drop it, right? The issue is that if we keep just being behind City, then no, I don't really think that's like can be classified as a bottle job in that sense, right?
No. But definitely the way we done it, you're on top of the table for how many said days, 100%. But yeah, even a lot of Arsenal fans said after the season finished, if we were actually behind Man City, they do, well, I don't think we would have, but some of them believe that we would have gone ahead and actually done it. I don't think we would have. I think it'd been the exact same situation. We still had injuries and the pressure was still getting to us. So yeah, but hey ho, is what it is. And do you
know what? I'll tell you what I was worried about this summer with you lot, right? Because you lot came close last year, and I thought, okay, they've got Champions League next season. they've forgotten what that's like, so they're going to see what it's like to rotate players again. They're going to struggle a bit. And then I thought, let's see what they do in the transfer window. When you bought Declan Rice, I thought, shit, that covers Partey when he's injured, and it's covered for Xhaka that they're going to sell. When you bought Timber, I'm like, fuck. Now if Saliba gets injured, they've got cover for that.
Yeah.
I pray to God they don't get a striker, because if they do, these motherfuckers are going to win the league. When you signed Kai Havertz, do you know how happy I was? Honestly, and it brings me on to this question from Hotspur 82. Who will score more this season, Richarlison or
Richarlison. Easy answer. Stell, I will actually pay you. I donated to charity, but I will actually pay you £50 if Kai Havertz scores more.
We're not doing this again. We're not doing this again.
No.
Havertz. Don't even get me started.
But if you keep giving him free penalties, you might accumulate.
Hey. We're drawing a lot of penalties.
Rant.
Here's a fun stat for you guys. We have scored 33% of our goals from penalties.
Like you had 4 penalties this season. That's
five penalties.
5.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's crazy.
If Kai Havertz starts getting them,
no. He's dog shit.
You say no. Why not? He got one last week. Maybe they keep.
He did take it well. I will give that to Havertz, but that's the one thing that he's done well this season, other than the average and hide behind the ref.
That guy has not shown a single amount of content, enthusiasm, anything in an Arsenal shirt. He has not done anything. Yes, he passed the ball left, right, and centre. Yeah, well done. But you're playing in an attacking midfielder role. Make the run, create the chance. I hate looking at in-depth and stats with the pie charts and all this shit. I hate it. I like to be simple with the stats. But I looked at it. I do look at our stats in our games. Our centre-backs are creating more chances in the final third than Kai Havertz in most games. Like, come on.
Yep.
Our centre-backs, like Saliba and Gabriel, it's ridiculous.
So are our fullbacks.
And don't get me wrong, I want Kai Havertz. I want any player that comes to Arsenal, even if it was Willian at the point, I wanted anyone to come and succeed at Arsenal. But if you're going to come on the pitch, TJ, I'm going to just carbon copy what I said to you earlier on your show.
Go.
If you know you're earning that much money at a club, you're taking money out of just that money's coming from everywhere. It's coming from fans. It's mainly coming from the fans, coming from the store shops, coming from everything. People have lost their jobs at Arsenal and they've had to take pay cuts to facilitate probably their wages. You know you're earning the most of that at our football club. At least show a bit of decency and enthusiasm in the game. He doesn't do that one single bit. And I thought when he got, because I did feel a little bit bad for him. You know, he's had a really shit start, a lot of money we paid for him. And I thought, right, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. And then he got that penalty and I thought, right, the team are actually behind you. The team are behind you. They want you to do well. And then I watched him the other day. He just doesn't care. That's what I'm seeing. Maybe he doesn't think that, but that's what he's showing on the pitch. And if he carries on like that, he is just going to completely... Well, he's not, because at the end of the day, he's going to walk out another millionaire. He could be a separate millionaire when he walks out of Arsenal. But he's going to make himself look like a clown. He is. Because he's not performing. He's not doing anything. And unfortunately, because Arteta has... He made sure, because that was our first signing, remember? He was a priority, in my opinion, because he was our first signing. And he was done quickly as well. Arteta will die. He will get sacked on this choice with Kai Havertz. That is what it will come up to. Because he will keep playing until he shows some sort of form. And when I saw Stefan, I will call out Stefan here, because when he said, oh, well, Henry and Bergkamp had shit seasons and then all that, and then he brought the thing up with Stuart Pearce. Jesus Christ. Well, not to mention the fact that Henry scored 17 goals in his first season for Arsenal. And Bergkamp was, 12, 13, whatever it was. You got this thing with Stuart Pearce.
I would kill for one of our strikers to score 17 goals.
Yes.
I'd kill for Kai Havertz to score 17 goals.
How do you put Kai Havertz, Bergkamp, and Henry in the same
sentence?
Yeah,
Gooners were doing it, Stel. Gooners were doing it.
Yeah. He's the next Bergkamp. Listen, he's nowhere near the next Bergkamp. Unless he shows that he gives a shit in these games, I don't want him anywhere near my football club.
You know what?
Waste of money.
Kai Havertz Leverkusen was actually an alright player.
He was.
I remember when he was at Leverkusen.
That's why he went for so much money still, because he was one of the best youngsters in the Bundesliga at the time at Leverkusen.
But
then he comes to Chelsea. No, he just fell off. Yeah. And I thought, right, you're coming to Arsenal, big fee. You want to teach these pricks who are giving you shit. Tell them wrong. Tell them what player you are. And he's just done a carbon copy. Maybe if we get to a final, he might score a goal to win it, like he done with Chelsea. Because that's what he's riding off, by the way. That's what our fans are riding off. Oh, but he scored the winning goal in the Champions League, which was a good goal, and it won the Champions League. Fair play. probably a great moment in your career. But that's not. This is Arsenal now. This is your Arsenal career. It's not Chelsea.
Yeah, but you know what? Like judging a player off one big moment is ridiculous. It's like
Exactly.
us. Lucas Moura was average at Spurs, but he got us to the Champions League final with that hat trick he pulled out of his backside, which he's never done even anything close to that again. Every player has
one Old Trafford performance, right, where he scored 2.
Yeah. He did have.
I just don't get.
It's too much the whole, like, 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. Let's keep him. He's amazing. Yeah,
And don't forget the fact that we could have bought Maddison and Ward-Prowse for the same price. That
That's
gonna
gonna
let that sink in.
That's what I want.
I can't believe we got Maddison over everyone else, man.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, I'm jealous to this day.
No Europe.
That's
I know for a fact he doesn't want to be at Spurs. I know he doesn't want to be at Spurs. He wants to be at a different club. I think if Arsenal came in for Maddison, you would have got him. Yeah, I won't forget the first video he done for your. When the players come in, they do media. He looks so painful saying that. Come on, you Spurs. He just I didn't want to say it. Hey, listen, mate, you've got listen. All jokes aside, you've got a player there. You've got a player, and I think if you do become successful, if he'll be a big part of that, and I'm jealous. I'll be jealous to the day he leaves that club.
He's better than what I thought. I didn't realize he was this good. I knew he was good, but the way he dribbles, I never knew he had that dribbling ability. He beats 2 players with ease. This guy.
Yeah. His free kicks, his set pieces are fantastic. So
he's the second highest scorer for Leicester for a relegation Leicester City. I think he would have been top if it wasn't. I think he was only losing by like 1.
But it's just the price
from the midfield.
How can you get that player for that price?
Relegated,
and then double it for Kai Havertz.
Do you know we actually paid 30 million, Connor, because we gave them Harry Winks at £10 million.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
That's crazy, man. Harry Winks.
Yeah,
we could have probably given that away in Rob Holding, whatever.
Yeah. One thing I want to say about Kai Havertz, right? Because I was similar to Stel. Like when I know you signed Havertz first, right? But I looked at this window, I was like, okay, they signed Havertz. What the fuck they are doing, right? But let's brush that aside. I saw you sign Rax. I saw you sign Timber, right? And I was actually quite critical of the Rice signing just because of the price tag. Because I felt like, and this is back what you said, boys, right? That you were really light in the previous season, in the last season, right? So I thought you, rather than buying Rice for 100 million, I know it's a statement signing, he's brilliant, etc. I think if you bought 3 players like Maddison, and 2 other midfielders for 30 million each, right? 40 million each, like Kudus and let's say someone else, right?
Ward-Prowse.
Yeah, Ward-Prowse. I think overall you would probably be a better team with those
100%.
players. I know you have a better 11 with Rice, right? But then you can make this similar argument for Kai Havertz, right? Instead of signing him, you could have signed Ward-Prowse and Kudus, or Ward-Prowse and Maddison, right?
Yeah.
And it's just baffling for me that nobody at your club
Or a
saw that
striker.
Havertz signing. Yeah,
Yeah.
or a striker, right? Nobody at the club looked at that Havertz signing, and even if Arteta wanted him, they would just walk up to Arteta and say, "What the fuck are you doing, mate? We need backups, we need depth, right? And you are just signing this guy that has been stinking out the place for 3 years at Chelsea, right? Because it's not like he had 1 bad season and for the other 2 seasons he was really good at Chelsea, right?
Yeah.
He was stinking out the place for 3 consecutive seasons, and somehow you just bought him for 65 million.
Well, Michael, he hasn't gotten enough time. Yeah, he hasn't gotten enough time, Michael. In the club, we're still adapting to him in our starting 11. We just need to give him time, is what I'm hearing from delusional Arsenal fans that think he's eventually going to come good. Hey, Mr. Box Office, come on. I'll shoot you the link. Come on and talk.
I've sent you the link, Alex. I've sent you.
Alex, get on here.
I do think. Do you know what? When Martin Odegaard first came to Arsenal, when Martin Odegaard first came to Arsenal, I was thinking, yeah, we've really sold ourselves here. This ain't looking good. But you can't deny he is Spurs fans. I like to think you agree. He is fantastic. He is fantastic.
He is.
And, the way he's coming.
Who's this?
Martin Odegaard.
Yeah, it's quality, man.
Even though
he was amazing as a youngster at Real Madrid, Connor. My brother actually 3 years ago, my brother, he said he coaches as well. He said to me, mate, someone needs to buy that Odegaard kid. I'm like, he just went in one ear out the other. 2 years later, he was at Arsenal. I'm like, Alex, is that the boy you were talking about? Mate, he was good as a kid.
Yeah. Even when he went to Real, he went a couple loan. He went to Real Sociedad. He went to other places as well. You know, he's a good player. And when we bought him, I thought, and he didn't really. I thought, all right, yeah. And then we bought him. Then the season after, I thought, all right. I mean, it's only 30-something million. I thought, this might be a bit of a wrong move. And then he's coming to his own. And TJ, I said to you, when you got that captain's armband, I thought, oh fuck, here we go. Right, doesn't show any sort of leadership at the time. Doesn't show any sort of leadership. It feels like he doesn't really have a voice at the club, and he's just joined. Remember, he's been here for 2 seasons, but because he's the captain of Norway, right, he's got to be the captain of Arsenal. But even now, bar Lons, because Lons, he really let me down. He's been a big voice for this Arsenal team, even when it's on the pitch. You know, when it's when we love to have our last-minute goals. You know, he's raring up the crowd, all this kind of stuff, and you can see even with the team holders now, it seems like Odegaard's really coming to his own now at the club. He's now sort of grabbed his leadership by the scruff of the neck, and he's like, right, I'm now taking charge of this team. And you can see the voice in him, and I think he's class, and I really think he's underrated.
It has to be said, right? It has to be said.
All right,
he went missing against Spurs, and expressions called him no Odegaard. Where was he when the going got tough against Lens? For me now,
the whole team was shit against Lens. To be fair, it wasn't just him. The whole team was shit.
Well, you're looking at captains to lead, right? So I'm now looking at Odegaard. This game this Sunday, if he doesn't show up against Man City, I think there's got to be a question against his captaincy.
I've always said that, Stel. I've always said
they're going to take the arm.
I've always said he's captain because he's captain of Norway. That is all. That's what I said. I think we've got a lot better leaders. I'd even put it, as daft as it sounds, I'd even put Zinchenko up there just because you see it. You do see it. Even when we had the Amazon documentary, because that's when Odegaard was here, and I think it was his second season at Arsenal, you did not see him speak up once. Not even in the dressing room when Arteta gave the players out to speak. No words. Just sort of sat there and I thought, this guy really our captain. And I completely agree with you, Stel. There's a lot of games where, well, actually less recently, but when he joined, it was definitely a thing. He would appear for 2 games. It was a Mesut Ozil type thing. He'd appear for 2 games and then he'd disappear for 15. He wouldn't be here. But then last season gave me a bit of hope, a bit of consistency. But I do agree with you. He's not. I don't think he's fully captain material. 100. I can say it with hand on my heart. He's not fully captain material, but I can happily say he's coming into his own. Definitely. But I think he's disrespected by a lot of fans, man. I mean, I'm not just saying that as an Arsenal fan. I think his quality is very, very good. And he'd walk into a lot of teams in the Premier League easily.
One thing I would want to say about the Odegaard captaincy, right? Because correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Arteta gave the captaincy to him 1 year ago, right? At the beginning of the previous season, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was around then. It was after It was after the Granit Xhaka.
So yeah, exactly. So when I look at your team, right, the only senior players were Partey, Zinchenko. I mean senior in terms of age.
Yeah.
Zinchenko, Jesus, and let's say Ramsdale, although he is also young, right?
I will just quickly say, say, Granit Xhaka was the captain of Arsenal, but he just didn't wear the armband. And we all know why he wasn't the captain, because of things that happened before. He was the captain, but Odegaard was sort of just wearing it. But I'll go on, that's why I'll just say that. He was the captain.
So that's kind of my point, right? Zinchenko and Jesus just came, right? So it's weird to give like a new signing the captaincy, right?
Yeah.
Ramsdale, miss me with that goalkeeper captain bullshit, right? We had it for 11 years. I hate it when goalkeepers are captains, right? Nothing against Lloris personally. I just think captains should
I agree. It's got to be more on field, isn't it? Yeah.
And other than that, and Xhaka, for obvious reasons, he wasn't the captain because of the whole previous controversy. And I think similar thing with Partey. I think Partey would make a good captain material. It's just that I don't know how he looks with the language barrier or whatever.
Yeah.
And there also was some fishy stuff with Partey 1 year ago, right? So when I look at the rest of your team, all those youngsters, I actually think out of them he's the best choice. Because Saka, I don't think he is a captain material. I think he's just too shy and introverted. He looks that way, right? Martinelli, too young for me, Brazilian Yankee. And then what? You have Saliba, Gabriel. Maybe Gabriel could have been.
No. I said, and that was another thing about last season, and I said it on multiple streams with TJ. We missed a lack of leadership as well last season. We were practically a team full of youngsters, practically. Yeah. The only leadership we really had was Granit Xhaka, I'd say, because Zinchenko just came into the fold. I didn't really call him a leader at that point. So Granit Xhaka was our quote-unquote leader. And at the time, he wasn't really the leader that you want, getting sent off now and then, made reckless challenges, even though it was his redemption season, as some top gooners like to call it. I don't. He scored a couple goals, and it was his best season at Arsenal, whoopie-doo. But we lacked a lot of leadership, and in a crucial season like that, there were so many factors, and yes, you can say we bottled it, but if you want to look at the specifics, that was one of the specifics as well, lack of leadership, and that was massive. And at times, especially in the games against Lons, I'd even put it in the game against you guys, we lack that sort of take command, really fucking get everyone together. I wasn't alive, but I hear everyone talk about it, and I see it when I watch old things of Arsenal, Tony Adams, that kind of captain. That's what you need at every club. Every club's had it. You guys have had it as well with different captains. We don't have that at the moment. And as much as I do like Odegaard, and I don't think he's stepped up a bit, we still don't have that leadership, in my opinion, personally. But Odegaard's doing his thing at the moment. Could we have better? Yeah, but I still think he gets disrespect, man. I think he's better than what people make him out to be. But now Maddison's doing bits. It's now Maddison's better than everyone now. So even though Maddison is quality. Maddison is
quality, but I'm not going to hear. Sorry, real quick. I haven't talked.
Go.
Real quick. Before Mr. Box Office shoots a freaking WWE promo here, saying that Maddison is levels above Odegaard is just disingenuous. Okay, Odegaard is coming into his own. I honestly do not think that we have seen the best of Martin Odegaard yet. But I will take the criticism, and it is fair criticism that he disappears during big games. Yeah. It's just facts. Okay, so hopefully he can learn how to do that. Otherwise, you're going to start seeing Declan Rice wearing that armband and leading the boys, because I think that Declan Rice truly is the future captain of Arsenal. Like the way he leads, he doesn't Declan Rice doesn't disappear. He hasn't had a bad match this season, so it's one of those things where it's trial by fire, and iron sharpens iron, right? So hopefully we can see that Odegaard is the guy to be wearing the armband and starts showing up in these big matches. Otherwise, I would want to see a change. So yeah, big up everybody, and big up Ronan, by the way. Big up Ronan.
Before we go to Alex Box Office, very quickly, guys, we're almost at 100 likes. Please smash the like button. Yes. If you haven't subscribe. Make sure you get over to TJ Warren TV at some point. Hit the like, subscribe, notification bell, all the good stuff over there. TJ's on the road to 1,000. Let's help him as soon as we can get there. Mr. Box Office in the house. If you don't know, get to know Alex. There's something on your mind, I'm guessing.
Here we go. I'm going to go on mute. I'm going to start yelling.
What a Tottenham? Undefeated. What a Tottenham? Undefeated. What? Undefeated. What?
Arsenal are undefeated in the league.
How do we do? Defeated. What? What are you saying, Arsenal fans? What are you saying? Bro? What are you saying? I can't hear you, bro. I can't hear you.
Get my jam on.
I can't hear you.
We're unbeaten as well.
I'm getting me from the box office again. What are you doing?
Box office. When's your next game in the League Cup?
Next game in the League Cup, bruv. Yeah, I'm still waiting for the league, bruv. That's what I'm saying, bruv, all day long. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Wait for the FA Cup to banter you like you did your first season. You know what I mean?
Awful.
Arteta, yeah, absolute banter. You know what I mean? Got bantered.
What's your point? What's your point, Alex? What is your point? What's the point?
My point is, bruv.
Alex, when's your Champions League match?
We're undefeated, bruv. Undefeated. Yes, that's what I'm saying to you, bruv.
So are we.
Huh?
So are
That's what I'm saying, Bob. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, with the number 10, the real number 10. Yeah, not like your fake number 10. Yeah, Odegaard, by the way. Yeah, you know what I mean. We got the real number 10.
Who got more goals than Maddison last season? Okay. Got more goals than Maddison last season. Okay.
My guy, Bob. That's all I'm saying, Bob. My guy. Yeah, that's all I'm saying, Bob. Yeah. What you saying about Odegaard, bruv? I'm still waiting for it, bruv. Yeah, it's like me waiting to get married, bruv. I'm still waiting to see what Odegaard's all about. Where is he, bruv? Where is he, bruv? I ain't seen him turn up, bruv. Where is he?
He's nominated for the He's nominated for the Ballon d'Or.
Oh, Ballon d'Or. Oh, yeah, really. Oh, yeah. That's like me being nominated for the Ballon d'Or, bruv. Having a laugh, honestly, bro. Yeah, you need to get a real player.
Who from Spurs that doesn't play for Bayern Munich?
Real number 10, bruv, yeah? The real Maverick, bruv, yeah? The real Maverick. and that's James Maddison, yeah?
Okay.
And that's all I need to say, and that's it, man. And that's all I need to say, and that's it. If you don't know, get to know. Back to you, Stelios. I've actually ripped them to pieces. That's it. I'm done.
Oh man, ripped.
I feel shredded to pieces.
Oh, my Lord.
Not because I got shredded, but for having to listen to that garbage. Absolute
Lord.
trash.
I think Odegaard is just completely last season. You can say, yeah, we bottled it. 15 goals, 7 assists at Cam.
Will, okay, no, hold on. I'm interrupting. Will, stop being disingenuous. You lost. You lost on PKs. That is an L. We're no longer in that competition. Stop trying to spin it in the way you spin it, Will. Fact, you lost. Stats, you lost. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Listen, if we want to talk about real number 10s, I think we can definitely have a go at people. I wish we had Man United fans on there. We can talk about Bruno Fernandes because he's been a washed ghost recently.
Don't get me started on that idiot.
Lack of number 10s because that is a different level. That's a drop off. I think.
I want to remind everyone on this panel when Man United fans were comparing him to Kevin De Bruyne and saying that he's better than fucking KDB. Like, miss me with that shit. Seriously, like this guy. I think I commented once in our group chat that I couldn't play for Spurs against United because I would just punch him on the field and get red carded.
Yeah.
What a whiny little bitch! Like I haven't such a play. Like he has such a big ego. I don't know if it's just like he tries to be Cristiano Ronaldo or Mbappe from yesterday. Like he did the same thing, right? Just walking around whining why everyone is not working. I'm the star here, I don't have to do jack shit, right? What was the one stat? I think what was the match that they played that they lost where he had 43% pass completion rate?
There's been a lot of them.
As a midfielder, as a metronome in that team, the guy who is supposed to be running things, he has 43% pass completion rate. He is a joke. Like one good season where he scored 8 penalties, and other than that, where is he? Why isn't he carrying this team? Like he is supposed to be the guy. Where is he?
It does make me laugh actually because all United fans now call it for Rashford's head. It makes me laugh because he was literally carrying them on their back. He was carrying them on his back. For a long time, and all of a sudden because he's not passing the ball to certain players because it might get them a goal, we now want him out of the club, bench him, put him on the reserves. I'm thinking, mate, if Man United aren't washed enough, Rashford is who you need at the moment, even if he is not performing for you. Having him out of the team, if you're going to have that, if we're going to talk about washed players, as box overs, Anthony, Palestri, I think only shining.
Anthony never was in the.
He never was. Again, and we want to talk about Nicolas Pepe, a waste of money. I think Anthony is shown to be a lot more waste of money than Nicolas Pepe because that guy is.
Can we just sit on United the next 20 minutes? Let's do it,
mate.
Yes,
I don't think I talked about. I think they're sort of getting away with it a bit. I'm not going to lie because we're in the phase. Ten Hag, all this, and now some of them are even calling for Ten Hag's head. And these are people that wanted Ten Hag's the man. He's going to take us back to the top. All this, and it's like. United fans just can't seem to sit and just chill. They're always on the go. After one bad result, this and that. Now Amrabat's playing at left back. He's now all of a sudden, he can play everywhere now. Best midfielder at the club, blah, blah, blah. New shiny toy syndrome. I think he's been all right for United, but I don't think he's the level that they need. And the same thing when Casemiro came in, which I don't think he's been the player he was when he was at Real Madrid. I think he's been all right. But look how he's been now. Reckless. Everything about Man United is screaming mid-table right now. And I feel sorry for Alex Ferguson because Alex Ferguson is coming probably, as sad as it sounds, the end of his life tenure. And he's got to watch this for the rest of it, the end of it. And I feel sorry for him. That club is washed. And it makes me laugh because of all, fair play to all the hope they've got. But that club, washed.
Imagine being Ferguson, sitting there in the stands. 13 titles that you won with this club. And you see him getting pumped by Galatasaray at home.
I don't even know what can fix. I don't even know what can fix that club anymore. I don't know what the hell can fix that club. Anymore.
Was that Davinson Sanchez giving up all those chances? By the way,
he slipped. He slipped.
Oh my days! I was watching that last night and I was dying.
He gave them a goal.
The slip was jokes. The slip was jokes. I thought, you know what? All you Tottenham fans are probably pissing yourselves laughing because that slip that he done was hilarious. I thought, okay,
bro, Ndombele in the midfield winning. I mean.
a lot of dross.
But we've got a quick super chat here from Matt Coppin. Big up, Matt. Much respect to the football family. Great show. Stel, TJ, Connor, Michael. Personally, I think we both finished top 4.
Respect,
yeah, you're probably right.
Respect, Matt.
Probably right.
Level-headed.
Can we just quickly jump into this weekend's games because this is the North London is our show. If we just bring up the league table quickly. There's not much to celebrate. Celebrate. There's not much to separate the top 8. So Man City to Newcastle is 6 points. It's such an open league early on. No one's really pulling away. The top 4, I mean, Brighton are 3 points off the top, and they're 6th.
Close, man. It's close, man.
You know, one loss, one draw, and you can quickly move up and down the table. So. Obviously, the big game this weekend is Man City, Arsenal, but also Liverpool, Brighton's a massive game. Spurs have got the easiest game, but also...
don't say that. Don't say that, Stel.
Can we start with the Spurs game for one reason, right?
Yeah.
There's one reason I want to start the Spurs game. Obviously, I want to end up on your game because it's the big one, but I don't know what the hell's going on, right? I don't know if you've seen this, Michael and Alec. A lot of Spurs fans are saying, oh, this is a potential banana skin. Oh, this is... would it be Spursy if we lose to Luton? And I think we're going to batter them. I think we're going to tear them to pieces, man. Am I just deluded or just overconfident?
No, definitely right.
Luton, they lost to Burnley midweek. We battered Burnley 5-2.
I think it's partially because of the injuries. Like I've seen people debating like, what if we have to play without Son and Maddison, and without Johnson is injured, like he won't be there. Solomon is injured, he won't be there. So right now, if you take all those 4 players out of this team, you are suddenly looking at like front 3 of Kulusevski, Richarlison, and Hoover is probably right. I still think it's good enough to beat Luton, right? I just think it's more like I've seen plenty of people saying that we are not Spursy anymore. Based on what? Like it's still there. It's like the haunting feeling is still there behind me, right? So the only reason why I'm not saying, oh, we are going to smash them 5-0, whatever it's because I got banned plenty of times saying that we are going to smash someone, and then we get the backhand, right? Like I think we'll win. 99.9% chance that we'll win, right? But there is still this, sitting behind me, looking at me, right? This daunting feeling that we'll do the same thing that we did, for example, 2 years ago under Conte, when we've beaten City at the Etihad and lost to Burnley the next game, right? I still think this can happen, right? So unless I'm proven otherwise, I'm going to be cautious, right? And I just think that people are showing that they are cautious about this whole situation, right?
I say this. We should be beating Luton, but the bad one's coming. The bad one's coming. It is coming. You know what I mean? You can see it's going to be coming anyway. And this
against who?
What?
Against who?
I don't know. I don't know. I thought it was going to happen. I thought it was going to happen earlier on, but I mean, at the moment, I think the bad one is definitely coming. Whether it's coming, when it's coming, I don't know. But for me, I think we're going to be beating Luton. I think they'll score a goal because I think their striker will get the better of our defence, because I think their striker has got a bit of something physical about him.
Yeah, he's decent, man.
And the Tottenham don't do one in the air, from what I've seen before. So I think we might let in a goal, but we will score. But yeah, I think the things that's going to outdo us at the moment is injuries, because the system that we play is very, very physical and tiresome on the body, and I think that's why we're having lots of injuries at the moment. And the fact is, I mean, again, I think we've got a thin squad, but again, I expect us to use some of the youngsters that are called the class of '92, like Johnny says on Brian's show. So you know what I mean. So we have to see what happens. But I'm calm. I'm calm because I know where our team is. We're building. You know what I mean. I'm not expecting any more than 8th. So I'm calm. I'm absolutely calm. And
You still think we're going to get 8th, Alex? You don't think?
I don't think I think we're going to come unstuck. Unfortunately, I still think we're going to get unstuck. I do think so.
Damn.
I think we've done well the last 7 games. Even though I wasn't impressed with Liverpool, I was not impressed with Liverpool.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody else says, because 9 men should do better. I've heard all the excuses under the sun, as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, I mean, it is good football. But again, I need to see this guy with a bad run, and then see how well, you know what I'm going to say. You know what I'm going to say. I've said it already. Yeah. So you know what I mean, and then I can get on board. But what I will say, from what your video and what your conversation with Simon Davis, Stelios, I can see the club is moving forward, and I am giving some credit to Parategy, not on the signings and not getting in the managers, for the structure. Yeah, because if he didn't do what he did for the structure, I wouldn't see something going forward. But at the moment, it looks good, but it needs to be consistent at the moment.
I think even if Ben Davies has to start at left back, and even if we've got to start Højbjerg, I think we're going to beat Luton. Fazar, big up to you for the super chat. He says we struggle with teams parking the bus. We win 3-1. Connor, TJ, what? Spurs Luton, what do you think? It's at Luton. We're away, but
I do reckon there will be, and it could probably will be Arsenal. I think everyone's got that little bit of a superstition, especially if you're in the Big Six, that you're going to go there and fumble. I think everyone's got that little superstition. And even I will have that superstition when we go to Luton away. But Tottenham form, the way your attack's going at the moment, as much as I would love to see it, I see you smashing them forward. I do agree with Mr. Box Office. I do could see maybe a Morris goal, but I do think it could be a high-scoring 4-1, something like that. But I do think someone in the top 6 this season will lose Luton away. I really do. And it could be Arsenal. I'm sticking to it. It could be Arsenal. I do think there'll be one team that does it, though. I don't think
Imagine if it was City.
Oh, class. Absolute class. Absolutely class.
I'd cry laughing at that.
But I get, still, you've got every reason to be confident, mate. At the end of the day, it is Luton Town. In no disrespect to Luton, you should be going there and scoring 4 or 5, really, especially with the way your attack's going at the moment.
If we don't beat Luton, I am going to be so freaking angry, man. Yeah, if we can't beat the worst team in the Premier League, who have been getting beaten, but even Chelsea beat Luton 3-1. Chelsea beat Luton 3-1, man.
3-0.
For me,
3-0.
Hey, to be fair, they beat Fulham, and both of our teams have. I mean, we drew with Fulham. You guys lost against Fulham.
Yeah, we put a B team out. You know, I mean, I hear you, but
actually, one thing I want to say about what Alex said, right? I also think that maybe not necessarily like completely like flopping is on the horizon, right? But I think that we have a good run of games for like next 4 fixtures, 5 if you want to include Chelsea, right? Because Chelsea, I'm not buying this whole 2-0 against Fulham. Fulham are absolutely dog shit, and I know they got results against both of us, right? But I watched other games of theirs. They are absolutely shit, right? And I think like those 4 games or 5 games that you see right now are winnable, but then it's like Villa, City, Brighton, Newcastle, West Ham, or something like that, right? And I think
Villa, Man City, West Ham, Newcastle. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and then like Forest and Everton, but then Brighton, and I think United again and Brighton again. Like I think this run is quite
Brentford, Everton, Brighton. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Sorry, or in December. So I think in December we will get brought down to where I expect us to be, which is fighting for top 4. But I think for the next 4 or 5 fixtures, I think we will actually perform really well and win most of them. But I agree with Alex, right? I think that December like set of fixtures, I think we will struggle, especially if one of our players gets injured. If one of them gets injured, then it's long.
But Michael, you know what's interesting though? You say that, right? But I'm seeing everyone getting injuries. Like Man United, they've lost Stones, they've lost De Bruyne, they've lost Rodri. So Man United, Man City. I look at Arsenal, Trossard. Okay, he came back. Martinelli's out. Saka might be out. Partey's only just coming back. Timber's out. You look at Liverpool; they've got a couple of injuries. You look at I look at a lot of teams, and they're all picking up injuries as well. So I don't know, man. I think it's so level.
I'm not saying we are going to like lose 7 in a row, right? But I think we will probably lose to City. We will probably like draw or lose at Brighton, win against West Ham, maybe draw with Newcastle, win against Villa. Like it won't be like win, draw, win, something like that, right? I don't think that's possible with this set of fixtures. I think we will like lose 1, 2, 3 games in that run, right? Which will, as you said, bring us way down in the table.
Yeah, it's tight.
It's so tight that even if we have 28 points before that run, if we end up this run with 37, we won't be sitting second. It will probably be 4th, 5th, 6th, something like that, right? And then this team will be tested, as Alex always says, right? One thing I have to give to Alex, I think you are absolutely spot on. This team needs to be tested with actually losing games. How will they cope with losing a game, right? Because right now it's everything is rosy and everything is happy go lucky, right? But if they lose a game, I want to see them cope with losing the game and going to the next game and actually performing the way they perform. So
and Andrew said this. Andrew said this already. He said already, he's like, oh, well, we haven't gone any way too forward. Nothing's gone too forward. It's still the same way. I've still got the same feelings at the moment, even if we're doing well at the moment. He's giving credit, and he said, well, the fans can go over the top. Yeah, they can. Yeah, but he knows that, this is a long process. It's a long process. The fact is, at the beginning of the game, you can see what we do. Silos has explained it really well in his tactical videos. It's like we wait and see what the press is like, and then we go forward, and that and then we try and attack that way, and that's it. And we do struggle with teams that play a low block, and that's it. And we've got players that are not doing good, like Kulusevski, for instance. For me, he's not doing enough for me. I think he should be in the centre. Lots of people say he should be in the centre. I think everyone's going over the top about Porro. Porro's good, great, but let's be honest here. It's only when he started putting his low cross in, for the last minute, that's when he started saying, "Yo, he played really well because he got an effect and got."
Alex, his defending's improved massively. His defending has improved a lot.
We're not complaining about his defending. He's been brilliant. You see what I'm saying? But
I
just think, but he could have been better in terms of output, because we had 9.
They can all be better. It's only been 8 games. They can all be better. Right?
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. But it was 9 men. We should have done more. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, I'm not trying to be overcritical for critical sake. I'm just saying at the moment, for me, I'm just being harsh because I'm like a father, because I've seen this before. You see what I'm saying? So, and it's just way too early. It's way too early.
By the way.
I agree. I do think,
you can't base it on. I mean, I base it on when it's the business end of the season, because that's when Man City start turn it on straight away. You know what I mean? And then you really start saying, okay, this is a good season and could be a brilliant season. You know what I mean? So, I just think at the moment, the thing is though, and even if we do really well, the bad run still will come, because look what happened with Leicester. Leicester had a strange season where they won the championship. The following season, they completely flopped. You know what I mean? So I just need some time. I think it's just time. And
to be fair, half that team got bought right after they won the league, right?
Fair enough.
Yeah, but again, I agree with you. I think the bad run will come, but again, I'm not saying about 7 losses straight, but in terms of deep in form, I want to see how we cope after that, right? But yeah,
the football, football is the best. The football. Sorry to interrupt you, Mike, but the football. I've got to make this clear. The football is the best football since Poch all day long.
Yeah,
absolutely all bloody day long. And that's it. I will say that absolutely 110%. Yeah, I think Vicario's doing well, but we need to see him the whole season. I'm not calling. Oh, he's the best thing since sliced bread after how many 7 games? I'm sorry. He has saved us. He has saved us. Absolutely 100%. He can save things every single time. And Adoji is like I said, and I meant what I said, yeah, and I said it, and I mean it right now to you, TJ, right now, buff. I don't really care what you said because you said to me I was talking absolute nonsense. That guy in the first half was a mouse turned into a man, and he grown into a man for that Liverpool game as well, buff. And if you don't know, get to know that, buff.
I don't know you're talking about.
Know that, buff,
what are you
yeah?
talking
That's all
about?
I need to say, and that's it, yeah, yeah. And like I said,
who are you even talking about?
No, I'm talking about Adoji, buff. Adoji, buff. That's what I'm talking about.
He's
Jorginho, yeah.
Oh,
and where's Stefan, by the way?
Alex,
who I roasted last time, brother.
Alex, you cannot tell me. Alex, you cannot tell me Udogie had a good game against Arsenal. You cannot.
Yes,
tell
he
me
did.
That.
He grew into the game.
That's me done for the night. That's me done for the night.
Yeah, no, it was good seeing everybody. Good night.
Beginning of the game, he wasn't good. He wasn't good. Yes,
awful.
he wasn't. He was awful. He grew into the second half. And this Mr. Box Office who talks the truth, bro.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't lie. I do not lie. Yeah, and I will roast my players. Yeah,
Ramiro had a good
I will roast my fan base and I will roast my players. Yeah, so when I'm saying that about my player, I mean it, bro. Yeah, I don't lie. I don't lie, bro. Yeah, I'm not no deluded guy, bruv. I'm not a happy clapper, bruv. I will tell it how it is, bruv. I'm an old school guy from the 90s, bruv. Old school music, bruv. So don't come with me, bruv, Connor, yeah? You know what I mean? You need to learn, bruv. You need to learn. Yeah?
Yeah, Connor. You get shot.
I don't want to learn.
You get shot, bro.
I don't want to learn.
Adoji, the first 20 minutes wasn't very good. And then when he grew into that second half and he's been brilliant, yeah? Yeah, and this is what I should have said on my channel. I should do another live. I should do another live. A spoiler alert. Yeah, when Basuma is at the team, yeah, when his Basuma's at the team, you got your midfielder there, bruv. You got your midfielder there, bruv. Adoji, bruv. You got your midfielder there, bruv. Adoji, bruv. You got your midfielder there, Adoji, bruv. Spoiler alert from Mr. Box Office. Unleashed, bruv. That's all I'm saying, bro. And that's it. Yeah, that's Mr. Box Office being tactical, bruv. Yeah, yeah, that's it. That's all I need to say, and that's it. That's again, Stelios. We roast them again. That's it, the Arsenal fans, and that's it, and that's it. And that's all I need to say, and that's it. Back to you, Stelios.
I don't even know. I don't even know. So congratulations on your. Okay, so I haven't talked in a minute. Hold on. I haven't talked in a minute. So I haven't been able to personally congratulate Alex on your 2-2 win at the Emirates. Good job. Congratulations. It's a huge win for you. Yeah, Udogie was great. In the last like 65 minutes, he got absolutely spun around like Kylie Minogue. In the first 30, like he got that yellow. It was almost like he got better after he got carded up. Like that was the long and the short of it. Ramiro was put in an absolute stinker, but the rest of your team played very, very well. So I will give you that. I will give you that. But this notion that was from some Spurs fans that you guys played us off the park is just honestly ridiculous.
I'm not going for that again.
That being said, my prediction.
No.
My prediction for Spurs Luton, you guys are gonna kill him. It's gonna be 4-1. You guys are gonna dominate him.
Luton, in fact, let's go around. Let's do a prediction each. So TJ, yours is 4-1.
4-1 Spurs.
4-1 Spurs. Connor?
Is this for Luton Town?
Yeah, Luton Spurs, yeah.
2-0 Luton, no, I'm joking. I'll go with you guys. You've got to be slapping them. I'll go with 4-1 as well. 4-1.
4-1 again. Mr. Box Office.
3-1 Tottenham.
3-1 Tottenham. Cube.
3-0 Spurs.
3-0 Spurs. Mr. Michael.
Mr. Michael. Oh,
do you know what? I got confused with Mr. Box Office, and because I started, I had to go somewhere with it. So I was like, Mr. Michael.
2-1, but we will dominate the whole game. I think it will be like similar performance to Sheffield. Maybe not like scoring in the 95th minute or whatever, but I think it will be close.
You'll turn up.
Yeah, I don't think you guys are all thinking that Luton's going to score. You all think Luton's going to score? I mean, they can't score goals. Luton's really struggling to score goals. Even though I know we're definitely defensively, because we just play, more attacking.
I just think we will fuck up during one of the set pieces, and that's how they will get their goals, because their two strikers are actually quite good, like at receiving the set pieces, right?
It's at Luton as well, so it's a bit of an old school ground as well. So I think what I mean. It's just like
their home form isn't that bad. If you look at it, I know they've only played. Who have they played at home? West Ham, Burnley. I think that's it so far.
West Ham lost.
But it's only been 2-1. So I think they're able to hold their own. But I do think just because of Spurs' form, and don't forget they did actually score in both those games at home. I do think home crowd they could get a goal. But you guys attacking wise, you're just on it. So yeah, I do think they could get a goal.
Absolutely agree with that. That's the thing. That's why I said we'll score goals. His songs up front. I think even Richarlison can do something. Really, let's be honest here. But we can all hope. But the point is, I just think, I think we will score goals because the team is scoring lots of goals, and I can't really complain about Tottenham at the moment. I can't. So, you know what I mean?
Box office can't complain.
Well, no, I can't complain because when I go to the stadium,
find something to complain about.
Let me be honest here. Let me be honest here right now.
Let me give my prediction. Let's move on to the big game, Arsenal, Man City. I think Luton are going to get their absolute asses whooped. 5-1 Tottenham. It's going to be a mauling. I don't see anything but that. But the big game, the one we need to get onto this, is first versus third at the Emirates. Now, first of all, this is a massive game for both teams because Man City cannot lose 2 in a row. That is not good form for defending champions. Arsenal need to bounce back from that awful Champions League performance midweek and stay undefeated because they want to keep that record going. Plus, I just think for the sake of fans continuing to believe in the Arteta project, you can't really afford to lose this one, especially at home. So this is a massive game for both teams, in my opinion. What I'd like to know from Connor and TJ before they tee it up for us and tell us what they think is going to happen is, are Martinelli and Saka fit for this game? Because, like, as a Spurs fan, I'm hearing mixed stories. You guys know better than us. Connor, TJ, whoever wants to go first.
I'll go first. So Martinelli is not going to be back for this match. So I don't know where everybody is getting that from. And Saka is questionable. I did read that he can play, is what I read today.
Oh, Jesus. You can always
Whether
play.
or not he should play is a different story. I would rather have a fully fit Reece Nelson than the Bukayo Saka that I saw against Bournemouth. So that's my take on it. Martinelli will not play. The front three you're likely going to see is Trossard on the left, Jesus up top, and Nelson on the right. Well, that's the one that you should see. But if Bukayo Saka can hobble on one leg, Arteta will put him out there. Connor, go ahead. What are you going to say?
We're going to get slapped 3-0. We don't have Saka. We don't have Martinelli. City is City. It is what I don't understand. Listen, by all means, we could put a worldie and we could do it. We could do it. We could if we want to. I mean, I remember the 2-1 when we played at Christmas. Was it 2 years ago? 2 seasons ago? I can't remember. And Rodri scored that last minute to win. We looked really good that day. We looked so good. But Saka and Martinelli being out and the way Trossard performed the other day, it gives me a lot of worries. Especially up front. As much as I want Reece Nelson to play, because I think he deserves it, especially if Saka's... I mean, Saka will still play until his leg's actually fallen off. That's when Arteta's like, oh, wait, shit, right, we can't play him now. His leg's actually not even on his... It's actually torn off now, so we can't play him.
Yeah.
So, a fully fit Saka, I'll be happy, but this guy isn't fit. He needs, as much as a big game this is, he can't play, because we're going to ruin this guy. We are fully going to ruin him. He will... But I can't remember what age Joe Cole ran out of steam. I think it was about 27, 28. You know, that's what we're gonna make Saka into, because this guy doesn't even get. He's called up for England again, and I'm thinking England don't even need him for that game. Yeah. Just let him take someone else, because my God, this guy does not get a break. So no, unfortunately, I'm not hopeful. I'm not delusional because Rodri's out and De Bruyne is out. All of a sudden, we can win this game. I'm being real, and I think we're going to get slapped 3-0. Maybe score a goal 3-1, but City do not lose 2 in a row, 3 in a row, whatever it is. It's just not going to happen. And I'm being real now because I've said stuff before in the past with different games where I've been like, do you know what? I've got a feeling, and I've been disappointed. So I'm preparing myself for a slapping. Haaland, Alvarez, Bernardo Silva, Foden, Grealish, whatever you want to go with Pep, I just don't think we're going to be able to attack it. I don't. But hey, listen, I can be proved wrong. But with the fact that Martinelli and Saka are out, I don't see it going well, especially attacking wise. I don't see it ending well.
You guys don't.
Well, you've lost a lot of pace, haven't you? It's a lot of pace you're losing.
I mean, just to be fair, Trossard's good, but listen, still, we will play Eddie Nketiah up front. And if Stefan was here right now, he'd be like, "Oh, but this Nketiah is just Nketiah."
That's what I was going to ask.
Havertz is
Nketiah
going to come
is
good
in trouble.
against City.
Nketiah is the
Nketiah,
biggest waste of space I've ever seen in my life, and I don't care what any Arsenal fan says because he's a Hale Empire.
He's not a bad finisher, though. He's not a bad finisher.
Yeah, when he finally scores a goal, still he don't. When he finally scores an actual.
You guys don't think that Eddie Henry is going to start?
Cubed, none of that. Not having that shite. No, not having that shite. Eddie is the reason we did not get a striker. 100%. Well, you could say Havertz as well, but Eddie is he's the biggest waste of space. Well, we know why he's been called up for England because Ivan Toney isn't available. That's exactly why he's been called up for England. And listen, by all means, well done. It is massive to be called up for England in your career, but he's not good enough. But I guarantee he'll play on the weekend. It will be Trossard, Jesus, and Nketiah up front. As much as Reece Nelson deserves a shot, he won't play him because Arteta's got his favourites and he can't take risks as a manager. He has to be, oh, this is it. Got my favourites, bang, bang. I won't even give Smith Rowe a go. However, if we have Partey starting, because he is back from injury now, and he was on the bench against Lens, if we have a midfield of Partey, Rice, and Odegaard, I may put it up to 3-1, but I still think we're going to get slapped. Quick question for you both, the Arsenal fans. Two questions. One, if Saka does start, does he go off injured? 100%.
Second question. Forget what Arteta does. Who would you start in goal?
Raya.
Really, Raya.
100%. Yep. And that's nothing against Ramsdale. Nothing against Ramsdale. But don't forget, and I said this on TJ's channel, Raya was part of a double Brentford winning side against Manchester City. I mean, if that doesn't give you confidence, I don't know what does. I think he's the better goalkeeper than Ramsdale. And listen, I love Ramsdale. I think a lot of people have undermined him when Raya came into the club. Everyone's just sort of thought, all right, forget this guy now. Ramsdale saved us a lot of times. As much as you want to banter him and say, oh, you know, he's does it for the cameras, this and that, he saved us a lot of times in an Arsenal shirt. There's been many a times where we've got 3 points because of him. So I'm not going to forget that. But Raya has come in and he's done the job. And a lot of people saying, oh, Lons, you know, he made that mistake. I'm like, every goalkeeper makes mistakes. But Raya, when I see him play for Arsenal, he's a lot more confident. When he has the ball in his feet, he doesn't lose his cool. I know you could say the other day against Lons, fair play, yeah, have that out. But I still think he's the stronger goalkeeper. I personally play him. TJ, what do you think?
I know you have to go with the guy who statistically does the best against Man City, and Ramsdale is not that guy. He's just not. Like, and you can say, oh well, the Community Shield. The Community Shield's a charity game. Pep did not give a shit about that game. Like, let's be there. So I'm predicting, just kind of going through my thoughts on this real quick because I got to go in like 10 minutes. I'm predicting a 2-1 Man City. My head says 2-1 Man City. My heart says 2-2 draw. But you still have to look at the quality of squad and the injuries that we have. If Partey and Odegaard play in their natural positions and we play an actual back four, so we play a 4-2-3-1, I think that would give us the best chance to get a result.
Yeah.
Just because you're playing Declan Rice and you're playing Thomas Partey in their natural positions with the back four that is actually worth a darn. Zinchenko, I would love to see just like and this is going to be a controversial take here, but I would rather see a Kiwior or a Tomiyasu play left back than Zinchenko. If you're going to play that, because we need a back four that actually defends, and that's their number one. That's their number one objective, is to defend. But if you play Zinchenko back there, you're inverting into the midfield, and that means you're likely going to be starting Havertz, which is not what I want to see. So I want to see Saka sit, to be honest. He won't, because if he's hobbling, Arteta thinks a hobbling Saka is better than a fully fit Reece Nelson, which on some days he's correct. On some days he's correct. But, when it comes to Man City and when it comes to the quality and the pace that they have in that team, you have to play your most fit players, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. And you have, and like I said, you have to start Raya.
And don't forget, he'll be coming up against Kyle Walker.
Yeah.
Who's aggressively physical.
Yeah.
Pace.
So we want to see, you're going to see, he's going to be like one of those cartoons where he's like in a body cast by the end of it after getting bodied by Kyle Walker. Like, no, I'm serious, man. Like, and he got
he's gonna take him out. He's gonna take him out. 100%.
He got beat up against Bournemouth and he got beat up against Lens. Like, these guys know how to play against
They're doing
Saka.
it on purpose. But they're doing it on purpose because they know he's the weak link. They know he's the weak link. I want to put you
Kyle Walker, one of the, if not the best right back to ever play in the Premier League, one of the best. And you're going to throw up an injured. You're going to throw up an injured Bukayo Saka against them. It's just not.
Reece Nelson would put 100 in this situation. Reece Nelson would put in a better performance than Saka right now. In this situation, and Reece is going to have the pace. Saka has not had the pace all season because he has been battling this injury. Oh Jesus! Stop. Sorry, TJ. Matthew, I'm sorry, mate. Don't start with this. Please don't start with this because I'm sorry. People that are writing off City like this game is winner. I personally don't believe this game is winnable. Don't forget. Sorry to interrupt you, TJ. Matthew, you set up there about winning 3-2. Listen, respect to you for having hope. I get that, but I've seen it all now, especially when it comes to Manchester City. We've got Martinelli out. We've possibly got Saka out. That minimalizes our attacking options massively, because that is our main. If you look at how we play our game, it's Saka, Martinelli cutting inside to create the chance. We love to pass the ball around, and it always falls to Martinelli and Saka. And they love to go one-on-one with the defender. It's now 2-on-1 because teams have now figured us out. Love to cut inside, make the pass, bang, we get a goal. If they're out for this game, we're not going to be able to do that. As much as I do like Reece Nelson, I do like Leandro Trossard, we're not going to be able to do that. I personally don't understand how all of a sudden this, and maybe I'm negative, I don't understand how this is a possibly 3 points winnable game. I don't get it. And we're not, and Matthew, let's be real, at the moment, we're not, no one's title challengers at the moment. I don't even think anyone's title challengers. It's 8 games in. And
Palace are 7 points of
and also, Matthew, if we play 3-2-5 against Manchester City, we're not going to be playing that because we're going to be idiots if we play that because they will counter us and attack us massively. It's not going to work, mate. We would never. That won't work.
What are the chances of Thomas Partey starting at right back?
I bet you I
want to say one thing about this whole inverted fullback thing, right? If you look at Pep, what he's done this season, instead of packing out the midfield like he did the previous season when he was playing like 6 midfielders basically, right? Now he has pace on the wings, right? He has Foden and Doku on both sides, or Alvarez, or Haaland in the front, Alvarez just behind him, and Doku with Foden on the wings, right? If you guys do this inverted wing back bullshit, right? And bullshit in terms of like playing party in right back, right? And inverting him into the midfield and just pack out the midfield. They will just pump the ball on the wings and kill you there, right? If you play Zinchenko and Partey, they will get cooked by Doku and Foden. I'm telling you this, right? That's why I think also we will get cooked, right? Because Ange won't change his tactics and we will absolutely get slapped on the wings, right? And Pep is really smart because he does one thing for 1 or 2 seasons, right? Everyone tries to catch up with him and then he just invents a new tactic that completely slaps the tactic that he just played with, right? If you look at him, he does it quite often, right? So for me, if you play with a solid back four, and I mean Ben White as right back and whoever you want to play on left back, because Zinchenko is not really good defensively, but maybe if you play like Tomiyasu, someone defensive there, right? You play 2 center backs and you play with Partey and Rice and give Rice a lot of freedom. I actually think you maybe not win, but I actually think you can maybe get a point in this game, right? But if you play this like both fullbacks inverting into the midfield, Havertz up top, whatever bullshit Arteta will come up with, you will get cooked. by City. That's how I see this game, right? If you play Havertz, if you play Partey as right back, he can't experiment in this game, in my opinion. He can't do weird stuff because Pep would just point him out. I think if you play a solid back four with a solid midfield and don't just overthink things, I think you can actually maybe get the job, maybe. But otherwise, sorry, like it's not biased. I will predict 4-0 City when we play them, right? But
in all honesty, if we go inverted and we do because TJ, and it works when we go free at the back and we go more attacking, we're not going to be able to do that with Manchester City. There is no way we're going to be holding possession like we do against Manchester City. Like I think a lot of Arsenal fans do get a bit spun and thinking, right, we've been on this great run, we played the right football, and we're now all of a sudden going to do it against Manchester City. We were title challengers last season, to go back on the comment earlier. We were title challengers last season and we still conceded 3 at home. I mean, so that didn't mean that comment didn't mean anything. So you may call me negative, you may call me this or whatever. I've seen enough from Manchester City coming to Arsenal, even away, that nothing's changed of us in this season. Nothing's changed. We've not even had a performance this season, guys, that's made me think, right, we can actually even compete with Man City this season, let alone Spurs, Liverpool. So even the likes of Aston Villa and Brighton, I haven't seen anything to make me prove that we're going to do something this season at all. So I think it's going to be a cooking, man. I think a lot of Arsenal fans are going to be humbled, and it's going to be the same old season again, where we maybe finish 4th, maybe 3rd if we do something all right, and we maybe do right on the January transfer window. But I think we're going to get cooked on Sunday. So I'm going to have a drink in the pub, quite a few of them, and just sort of sit and ride it out. Because I don't think it's going to be a nice one.
Why are you so negative, Connor? You have prime needed Havertz. You have Eddie Henry.
Oh, really? You've got the perfect squad, CQ.
Yeah,
I know. We're old.
We've got the perfect squad. How can I be negative? It's ridiculous.
The next Invincibles, right?
I should go jog off down the lane if I'm so negative. That's what I've got to do. I've got to F off down the lane.
Well, listen, guys, we got to wrap it up in a minute. I want to get everyone's predictions on this. One thing I do want to quickly highlight, just something I was looking at whilst you guys were talking, is if Arsenal don't beat City, your next run of games are Chelsea away, Seville away in the Champions League. They are a tough team at their ground.
They are.
Then you've got Sheffield United easy, West Ham away in the Cup, Newcastle away, and Seville again. So you've got a tricky run of games coming up after this.
I don't know about that. Chelsea will be fine.
Yeah, they will.
Hey, listen, you don't. Yeah,
Chelsea.
I'm not overlooking Chelsea. I'm just saying, not overlooking it. No.
TJ, what's your prediction again? You said 2-1.
I said 2-1. I said 2-1 City.
2-1 City, Connor.
3-1. And we're not playing a 3-2-5 system. We're not controlling the game, and because Rodri's out, doesn't mean that we're going to win this game. Sorry, Matthew. I'm just being real, mate. Anyway, 3-1. Sorry.
3-1. Alex, what's your thoughts? What's your prediction?
I'm too torn between 1-1, a draw, or a Man City win at the moment. I don't
Pick
really
one.
know what.
Flip a coin.
I think the likelihood would be Man City.
2-1, 3-1, 3-2, 4-1, 4-2, 4-3.
2-1 maybe.
Same as TJ.
I've got no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cube?
I think that Arteta is going to come out in pigtails and a short skirt and shake his fanny for Pep and give the Blue Boys
wow.
That's a vision I did not.
Oh, dear.
Wow.
He's the best looking Spaniard we know.
It's a big prediction.
I wanted to go to sleep.
So is there a score?
Still, is that you? Is that you? Bring it, big boy. Is it someone else with your face on the profile?
Yeah, that is.
No, it's someone that uses my face. Yeah.
Are you serious?
I've got a few people that do this.
That is a
the
bit
worst
weird.
is Henry Wright.
That is
Henry
a bit
Wright
strange.
Henry right, Henry wrong, Henry left, Henry Wong.
You know you made it when you done it. I've had it as well, Mr. Box Office and everything else.
I've seen Mrs. Box Office. That cracks me up.
I swear, TJ, get me wrong here. I swear that Stell.
There's one with dots all over his face where he's got chicken pox. He's called Henry Pox.
Wait, TJ, TJ, I swear there's a Mr. Post Office with an Arsenal badge on his profile.
There is.
There is.
But is that to
I
copy
haven't seen him in a
Alex?
minute.
Is that to copy
Yeah.
Alex? Oh, right.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
right. Got it. Okay.
It is. Hey, Stell, I got it. Stell, I got to run like right now. I gotta go.
Go for it. Go for it.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Sub to TJ.
TJ. When are you next live? When you next doing a show?
I'm actually headed over to my normal show with Flawless on Sarcasm City TV. So after this, go over there. And then we have American Idiots 9 p.m. tomorrow. We have Goonie from Man Knows Football, the big Chelsea guy. Awesome dude. He's gonna be coming on the show. So yeah, come over, sub, hit the notification bell. Thank you, Stell, again. This was fun. Cubed, again, it's been a pleasure. Michael, pleasure. Alex, you're okay. Connor, see you later, brother.
Peace. Cubed, what was your prediction?
2-0 to City.
2-0 City. Michael.
Again, if you play a normal team, I think 2-2. But you won't, which is why I would predict 3-1 City. If I'm actually not kidding. If you play Party Rice, and I know I said it already, but I have to repeat it. If you play Party Rice in the midfield, Ben White right back, normal backline, no shite Havertz, I actually think you can draw that game.
Wow.
But you won't, which is 3-1 for me.
I just think, I think I've just seen enough as an Arsenal fan to know I just don't think we're getting anything out of this. But we'll see. Yeah. They could surprise me for all.
I think that Arsenal will lack pace up front, but no Rodri for Man City for me is a big deal. Like they
really,
I know they've done well against Leipzig, and it's the first time they've beaten them away. But against Wolves, man, I just think at home you're gonna bring it, but you're just gonna fall short. I'm going 2-2. I think Arsenal will get a point in this game. I think you lot will get a point. I do. And Spurs will beat Luton and go top of the table. So I'm all for it, man. I'll bring on the draw.
Oh, that's why you want the draw. That's why you want the draw. Right, okay.
I think you'll draw. Listen, big up to everyone on the show tonight. Connor, Mr. Box Office, Q, Michael, TJ. Thank you. Big up to the super chats, Matt Coppin, Faz Radfast. Make sure you go and subscribe to TJ's channel, TJ1 TV, Tottenham away. We're going to be live tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Everyone's welcome. We just do a preview of all the games this weekend, and then we're live on Saturday and all sorts of going on. So, guys, thank you. Big up. Yeah, that's what you say. Big up. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
I was waiting for
I thought he was in the stream. Yeah, big up to everyone. Big up.
I was staring, bro. I was staring into thin air. I was like...
Oh, dear.
Some people just want the weekend to come, man, and just get bladdered. That's it, bro. That's it, man.
Yeah.
May the football win out, man. May it commence.
All right. Everyone, see you later. Peace.
Yeah. Bye-bye.